And boom, we're here. We're good. We're rolling. We're fresh. We're back, drunk servers. We got 2 new people with us. First, I'm Dean. This is Andrew. We're good. Go ahead and introduce yourselves.
Logan.
Dialon.
We're all servers. We've all been in the industry for so long now, and we're just going to talk about it and get some stories going for you. Perfecto. Actually, you know what we should do is we should let them get to know them, and they introduce themselves how they know us. I like that better. Let's start with Dylan. Dylan, how do you know us from serving and
I know
whatnot?
all 3 of these terrible people through working at Hell on Ocean, Meat on Ocean.
Yep.
Yeah, for about what was it, like year and a half almost that we were there.
I think so.
And then I mean we all just I feel like off the rip started all drinking together, like right away, as clearly as.
On that note,
Yeah.
same thing with the rules like last time. Anybody says the word, not this time, the word work, we all got to take a shot. It's just tradition at this point.
We all have to.
We all
Yeah.
have to. Yeah, so if you say it, you fucked all 3 of us over. Like, yeah.
Work.
Yeah. Oh, okay. All right. That's okay.
That's how
Okay.
we're getting started.
That's how we're getting started here, boys. Right, here we go. Here we go.
Cheers.
Cheers to a good podcast, good people.
Just a heads up, it's also raining outside, so if power cuts off,
That might happen.
yeah.
Cool.
We'll
All
get
right.
back to you soon.
Yeah. All right, Dylan, continue.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, we've always said it. If you're a coworker of mine,
He just said it. We got it for.
motherfucker.
See
Baby
how
one.
hard it is? See how hard
pretty
that
hard.
is? We'll do babies, though. We'll do
Alright,
babies.
alright.
We'll do babies. So
Anyways,
if you're a co-employee,
yes, exactly.
colleague.
You said colleague is even a better one.
there you go. Yep.
If you're a colleague of mine, and I like you, or I think we'll get along, I'll probably off the rip ask you to have a drink after.
Or during.
Or during.
Or during.
I mean,
The word that shall not be spoken right
yeah.
now. Yeah, and so I feel like after the first few shifts together, we were already going to Whaler like every night. And it just slowly escalated from there.
It sure did, though. It sure did. I mean, Whaler and Craftsman's were the 2 main spots we would always go to. You know what I mean? But
Well, hold on. Before that,
before,
Whaler wasn't there the whole time. Were you guys,
Wasn't.
no,
Whaler was there. Like Whaler came, I want to say,
when you got hired, so hold on. When you got
2 months, 3 months after I got
Okay.
hired. Like
what year were you hired?
I was hired.
2014.
No.
No, I was hired.
Well-
I think it was like beginning of beginning of end of 2020.
Oh, was it
beginning of,
2020?
2021.
I don't
So I was there
want to
for
say
a whole
he
year.
came
So it was
during
like-
COVID, yeah.
Yeah, it was at the end of COVID, and I got
We were
there.
desperate.
Yeah,
We needed people.
that's why we hired a few people. Not
We
I had
had a
5
lot.
dining experience. I had a lot of it. Other people, not so much, come from
Yeah.
suspicious
So
backgrounds.
that was end of 2020. So yeah, right. Whaler wasn't up yet.
Whaler, we right as I got hired, Whaler was set to open in like 2 months, 3 months.
That's
And
what
I
it
think
was.
you and I went the night it opened.
The night it opens.
Yeah,
Yes.
and that was like
Yeah.
one of the first times we had drinking before, but that was like the first.
That was like the first real time.
That was
after
the first,
shift.
like,
yeah,
yeah,
like
like,
we're gonna
we
be
were, like,
friends.
Shots
I remember
from
when it
everybody.
first opened, it was like there's a blue light across the street. I felt like a fly. Like
Right. Like,
going straight for
So
it.
hold on. When did you
Yes.
get hired?
yeah. What year?
I don't remember. What year was it?
I want to say it's 20. It was probably around the same
It
time
was
as
during
him.
COVID, and we had the
You
full
were right
like
before me though, right?
shield and sword of like gloves,
Oh,
shield,
Fucking the
mask,
hazmat
like,
suit.
That shit was insane. Like, what do you want?
Yeah,
What do you
right.
want?
And you're fogging up the whole time, right? Like you can't even talk to someone and make a good. We got to take his
Okay.
W word. We got to do it. We got to do it, guys. It's gonna happen.
Wait, can you pass it?
Oh, I need another White Claw. Keep it going. Keep it going. Yeah, we got plenty. We got plenty. Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
Don't say that word. Don't say it. The word. You know the word.
Employment. So Logan, introduce yourself. For the
everybody.
Two people out there. For the 2 people out there that don't know that are
I'm
watching.
Logan. My OnlyFans is onlyfans.com/Logati.
Gotta put the plug in.
Yeah, only $9.99 a month. Hello.
Nothing. That's so cheap.
Selling yourself short, kid.
So yeah, I started working there. Oh my fucking
You
god!
just right. I got it. You know the rules.
Okay.
You know the rules, but they're
Keep
babies.
these
They're
babies,
babies.
'cause-
They're babies. They're babies. Yeah, yeah. Babies. So you started
Halfway through
being
this shit,
there.
we're not gonna be able
I
to
started
fucking.
being there.
You started being there at what year?
Don't remember what year. I could tell you what managers were there.
That's
Oh, yeah,
okay.
that's
Yes,
a better-
that's a better way to do it. I like that. I like that.
We had Erica Veneer. That was her last name, right?
Yep.
Mhm, yeah.
You know, butch, strong, always thought she had a gun in her pocket, but
Yeah.
you know,
Probably did.
Yeah. Very true.
If she had a gun, she'd probably fucking shot us all by then.
one minute, one time, I had a really sore throat, and I was, you
From
know,
what?
it's a long night. Okay.
Yeah,
I had a
long,
sore
long
throat, and
night.
I was like, I was trying to get out of work, and I said, Erica, you know, please, like, I'm trying to go. And she's like, I'll make you a tea. You know, minutes, hours go by, and I'm like, Erica, where's that tea? And she was like, what do you think I have in my pocket? And Gabe, who we used to work with, was like a 22.
So that's where you got it from.
Exactly. Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
So you were there when Erica was there. You were. Who else was the manager? Kate,
Kate, Amy, Dom.
Amy, Dom. Dom was the GM.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you got hired. Was Dylan there before you, or were you after?
Let's see. I
I was there like right after him.
Right after him.
think I'm about to hit my like 2 year mark.
2-year mark.
Almost. I think something like that. So.
Oh. So 2023, right? So you go back.
You're there
Yeah.
at
Like
least like
2020,
6 to
something
8
like
months,
that.
probably
2020, yeah.
before.
2020, yeah.
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 Because I came like
So-
They were desperate.
They needed to hire everyone. I'm telling you, it was insane. It was bad.
And it's
It was
crazy
bad.
because before that, that was actually my 3rd job at the time.
You were working 3?
I was working 3 jobs when I started at Meat on Ocean being the 3rd job that I was doing. I was at BJ's and the Riviera Club.
Oh damn!
So yeah,
You're just trying to hustle, make money. huh?
I had no days off, 7 days a week, and I wanted to find somewhere where I could shave down to 1.
Which is
One job.
crazy for me to figure out because this man partied every night still. Like, how did you have the time, man? That's insane. Let's take this last one. Right, that
Hopefully,
you
it's
know,
the last
someone-
one of the night.
We'll see. We'll see. I'm telling you, it's not easy. It's not easy. We're gonna ask a lot of questions. We're gonna. Yeah,
Cheers.
Here we go. Cheers.
So yeah, started there, and one of the core memories was being either at the Whaler or Craftsman, and Dean coming with a tray of kamikaze shots, literally all the time.
That was Dylon and ours like signature. We love everybody. We're having so much fun. We just wanted to like. You know what I mean? Everybody hated the job. That
Yeah.
was Dylan and ours thing. Like, dude, like we would look at each other and we'd just be like, "Should we do it?" I mean, like, yeah, let's do it.
Also,
Let's
we
just-
worked with like a bunch of people who like everybody had different tastes, so couldn't order like tequila shots for everybody. Some
couldn't
people
do
would have, like,
whiskey. Yeah,
but you order like some super like
fruity
you know,
shot, like a delicious
lemon
shot.
drop shots or kamikaze shots or green jacket shot for like everybody. Like, why won't you take it at that point? Like,
Exactly.
it's a little peer pressure, but you know,
But it
But
worked.
Doug,
Yeah.
if somebody shows up with a tray of fucking drinks, you're not even questioning it.
I mean,
We're having a
you'd be
good
surprised.
time, man. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? And
Especially,
Dylan was like, "Let's
especially
do it."
after a shift
Yeah.
at that job.
Oh God, that's why we did it, man. Is because like, yeah, we made good money, but it fucking sucked because
Ran out of steak knives.
Yeah. Oh God.
Everything. Whole nine.
Everything, man. You know, so it was just a way to like let everyone be like, yeah, the job sucked, but we all get to like hate it together.
Yeah.
And here's a shot as like a friendship thing and being like,
Yeah, and I didn't
hey-
have to pay for it.
You didn't have to pay, right? Yeah, it was super good.
Pass
Yeah.
me that mouse.
We hardly
Yeah.
ever paid for it either.
Yeah. Let's be honest. The spots we went to were, you know what I mean? There were hookups at that time,
Like
you know?
30 drink tab would be like $100.
$100.
Yeah.
Dylan, tell them about the time that we all went to Whaler, and I'm pretty sure the
Oh.
whole staff went.
Yeah, that time we got everybody to go. Do you remember? You were there.
He
But
was
we,
there.
we literally we invited everybody. There must have been like everybody on the floor.
That day.
I was
yeah.
about to say yeah,
yeah.
everybody on the floor that day. There must have been like 20 something waiters. We all went.
Maybe a manager.
Maybe.
We always would see managers
Let's
there.
not.
See
yeah.
one.
But yeah,
Let's
we
see
all- yeah,
one
we all
there,
forgot.
you know.
We won't say their name.
Yeah. we-
Dom.
No, yeah, no.
It was not.
Yeah. Never do
No.
that.
Henny, come here.
We all went, and it was like 20 or more people. Everybody was there. We at least had a few trays of those shots.
I think you brought
Everybody-
one. I brought one.
Wait, what are you talking about?
There was one night in particular. Literally, we invited everybody that was on the floor that night. So there was like 20 or more people at the Wayland. We convinced everybody to go.
Was
Dean
I
and I.
there?
Yes,
Yeah.
you were. Yes.
Everybody was there. Everybody was
Or
there.
was I there?
You're
Maybe
never
not.
quite
Maybe
there.
not.
You know? Let's be real here.
That's a good question, actually.
Yeah, come on, bud.
Yeah. But you were definitely there.
Yeah,
Okay.
everybody
You
was
were.
there, and everybody at least had honestly, we brought at least 3 to 4 trays out. Everybody had at least 2 to 3 mixed drinks or a few beers each. Tab was like $125.
That was when they knew that Dylan and I had come in there, and we'd always tip
that.
super
Yeah.
fat,
Yeah,
super fat. They were like,
200,
"Oh shit,
yeah.
whatever these guys need, you go to them first.
Yeah.
You give them their drinks, and you just make them happy because they're gonna tip fat." The
Yeah.
bill should have been what we were thinking, like 700, 800,
Yeah.
maybe 1,000,
Yeah,
dude, because
probably
everyone had a
close.
beer in their hand.
And then everybody got fired.
Multiple beers, yeah, pretty much.
Right? And the tab was like $100. And I remember
Yeah.
my favorite moment of the night though too was literally like Dylan goes up behind everyone when we were all sitting where the couches are. I remember in Whaler where like if you
Yeah.
walk in to the right, there's all those couches.
That
He's like,
VIP
everyone, give me $20 right now.
Yeah,
It was-
at least.
And that's yeah.
You know, I was like, I think it was like everybody give like $40. I remember handing
Something like that.
I remember
yeah.
handing Clint like $600-700.
Yes.
And he'd be
yeah.
like, "This is
Clint.
way too
This
much."
is insane,
Yeah, and
bro.
I was like, "No, man. I've
it's
been
not.
watching
It was
everybody. Like,
yeah.
this is for you guys. Like, have a
Yeah.
good night." And I was like, "Yo, everybody better pay." Like right now,
Everybody
I hate
did.
when people
Everybody
do that.
did too.
Oh,
It
God.
was good.
Yeah,
It was a
like-
fun, and that was one of the nights that I liked going out after work
Yeah.
with everybody because that job fucking sucked. You know what I mean?
That was one of the few nights we'd have that. Like,
Was
we
it
were
like
like
a
just
holiday or
celebrating.
something?
No,
We were just going
it
out?
was a random. It was I remember because I have like I think some photos from that night. It was like just a random day. I feel like it must have been like it was towards the holiday season, so we still all stressed. I was like during December, maybe January. But I remember because I saw photos from that night, but that it was during the holidays or they had just passed, so finally got a little more chill and people were okay with like going out.
I think
During
that's
a
what it was.
weekday,
Yeah,
like it was like
yeah.
it was a random Wednesday or Tuesday, and we were
something
like,
just such a
we're
shitty
gonna go
day.
out, yeah. But everybody got out early, and so everybody's
So
like, we're all
the
going.
good night. Should we talk about maybe one of the bad nights?
Yes. Oh god, tell us. That's literally one of the questions I have.
Yeah.
What is one of the worst nights you've worked in serving?
Oh, working.
Oh,
Oh.
I thought we were talking
Oh.
about
Damn it.
the
I didn't even try that. I
oh
didn't
wow,
even-
Dean.
I said it, dude. I'm bad at my own game, dude.
I remember my first time playing.
What
this
is
game.
the
All good, but
continue? Anyway.
one of the worst nights.
working.
We're pouring. Hold on.
You can keep talking.
I don't. I'm trying to percolate.
Father's Day, like any big holiday just turns to a shit show.
Oh,
I
Valentine's
mean,
Day.
depends on which spot. Do you know what I mean?
We're talking. Let's. The thing that we all have in common: meet on Ocean.
I would say the worst day to work there.
Oh, damn it! Suck it.
Worst day.
No, we're
There.
pouring. We're
Worst
be
day
chill on
there.
this
Worst
one.
day there. Worst day there.
It's tough. It's a hard game.
Obviously, either Father's Day or Valentine's Day. But I always say Valentine's Day is always a shit show at any
no,
place.
I think New Year's takes that one.
No, no, no,
Year's
no,
is-
no, no.
I
Valentine's
agree.
Day is shitty. No
I heard
matter.
New Year's was good though.
Good money, but you're
Yeah.
there taking tables till fucking.
Yeah, so.
But
shut
that's
up.
what I'm saying.
It's good
Doing
money.
Valentine's Day is always worse, and I've said it's worse at any place that you're employed at, simply because you have everybody coming in there who's either a shitty boyfriend or a shitty husband for the whole year, and everything needs to go well on that one day, and they don't realize they're gonna be a piece of shit the next day. Like, you know what I mean?
Very
Like-
true.
Like
very
everybody comes there with such high expectations. Like, why is my table not ready? It's like, yo, asshole, you and every other motherfucker in the city has the same idea to come in here. Why do you think you're waiting, you jackass?
Yeah,
You
very
make a nice
true.
meal for your wife or something. You fucking
Or your
jackass.
side piece.
Like, yeah, come on, dog. Like,
Everyone
you
wants
look at
the
me like
table.
I'm crazy, bro. Like,
Everyone wants the table.
I want the
well,
table
I
with
want the
you.
nice ones. Like, yeah, everybody's told me that
Everybody,
tonight,
exactly.
dickhead. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
So Dylan goes Valentine's Day. Like,
Valentine's
what do you
Day,
think?
no matter
What
what.
do you think
I'm
yours?
gonna have to go with Valentine's Day too. I just
Also.
worked this past Valentine's Day, and let me tell you,
Worst table. What happened?
uh,
Bitches crying.
Okay, so I had this table. They sit down, and it's a couple, and they're like, "Hey, like, do we have to order off this menu? Because it's a Valentine's Day prefix menu."
Yeah,
I
everyone's
was
gonna
like-
always ask.
I was
Can I
like,
have
yeah.
the regular menu?
I was like,
I'm
they're like-
vegan.
yeah.
Yeah, fuck.
This year we actually had a vegan
Okay.
option or like a vegetarian option, a cauliflower steak.
What?
Yes.
Ew.
With herb, quinoa. I don't fucking know. But
Sounds disgusting.
so I had this couple, and she was like, "Hey, we don't really want to order off this menu. Like, could we just order a nice bottle of wine?" And I was like, "No."
You literally
for
were
you.
like, no.
I said, "This is the only menu we have. Sorry." And she goes, "Well, we really don't want to order off this menu." I said, "Okay, I can show you to the exit."
Logan,
No, straight up.
thank God.
Legend.
Let
Legend.
to that, I'll show you to the exit. How many times has a server wanted to say that to a table?
Every day.
Looking back on it, I probably could have sold them on an easy $200 bottle of wine
Yeah.
and made the same amount of money and had them sit there and like not have to do anything. But I was just over. So all of my tips on Valentine's Day were like 10 to 15%. I'm not kidding you.
So you just didn't want to deal with the bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, if you're not going to just sit here and take the menu, then get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Basically. Yeah.
And it was funny because by the end of my shift, I had one table, and I felt so bad. They were like, "Oh, like, how are you doing tonight?" I was like, "I'm living the dream," with just a
Living.
straight face.
I've heard
Like-
that sentence 8 million times in my
I'm
life.
happy as fuck to be
Yeah,
here.
yeah. That's exactly what I said.
I'm happy to serve you today on the shittiest day of the year.
It's so true.
It's the best thing to say to somebody.
Been here, been
Have you
been
ever-
here,
Yeah.
been here 10 fucking hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Everybody has sucked so far. Are you gonna change this for
Are
me?
you gonna be cool?
Yeah,
Like,
right.
are you gonna change my mind? No, you're not. Okay.
Really nice
Yeah.
couple. Like, you know, super grateful. Like, high with the compliments, and then still 10%. I was like,
They did it at the end.
yeah. Yeah.
Fuck them. I was rooting for them.
Yeah,
Are
right.
you kidding me? Fucking 10%.
I hope the battery died out in the parking structure.
I hope so, man. Hope so. All right, Andrew, your turn. What do you think? Worst day to serve?
My worst day was at Meat on Ocean when I had a $1,700 tab and they stiffed me.
Zero.
And it was like my only table that I had.
Zero.
So yeah,
But let's talk about your service.
Bro. Were you the problem? I mean,
I might have been.
How many times did you go to CrossFit?
so you're telling me, yeah. So
Quite a
hostesses held your section empty because they knew you were gonna get this
Correct.
17 top, this 18 top, or whatever,
That's
20
the
top,
worst when
At
that
the last
happens,
second,
yeah.
finally they gave it
and
to
then they
me.
gave you the table.
0.
How needy were they? How bad were they?
It was pretty bad. I found a Patron bottle under the table.
They brought their own liquor.
Yeah. So
My
that was a
kind of
bad one.
people.
I mean, like overall, I would say like Valentine's or New Year's isn't bad. New Year's Eve isn't bad. Probably Valentine's because like you see people
Valentine's too, yeah.
crying. I seen a girl crying, accusing her dude or whoever the fuck he was of fucking her sister.
Fucking cheating scandals.
But I think it's like it's a fucking Hail Mary to like.
yeah.
But those are like
Yeah.
honestly like I mean, I don't mean to sound terrible. It's so nice when you have a terrible table, not because they're terrible, but because they're going through a lot of drama, and you're like, I don't even care. Like this is so worth it to me.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean? Like you'll just be like you'll be having a terrible shift, and somebody comes in with some crazy gossip, and it makes your whole night better.
It kind of helps
Love
your
the tea.
serving
Yeah,
shift. You know
you
what I
like-
mean?
yeah,
Love
you
the
know,
tea.
You love
the
to
tea.
see it, you know. You just love to see it. I've had times where like people come in and like clear the whole section out because they're like screaming, you know, and it's like it's bad, but it's so good because everybody got out really quick. Like they had kids and stuff. They're yelling all sorts of absurdities. you know?
Yes, they are, dude. That's the thing with like that's why like customers can literally change a shift in like one way or another.
One
That's
way or
why
another.
I'm gonna segue into the next question. This is a little controversial, but it's a little crazy though. I'm gonna say whoever wants to go first is fine. What would you rather serve? A foreign table that you know is not gonna tip, or a teenage table that you know can't tip because they just don't have the money?
I
Who
would
wants to go
like-
first?
I'll
Dylan?
go. I'll go all day. teenage table because I could like make fun of them all day.
Like in
'Cause
front of
you
them?
You're not gonna
Yeah,
go to a
you-
manager.
You can take
I'm
control
like,
of
oh,
that shit.
you're like, oh, you're this or you're that, or like you probably, I'll just go in on them. Like I'll be like, and they'll laugh about it,
Well,
like
some will.
a foreign table. I don't feel like I have that luxury to like kid around with them. Like they don't get it. You know what I
Right,
mean?
they
It's
wouldn't know
different-
your
It's a
humor.
different. It's a totally different like just cultural like differences that I can't mess around with you like that. If it's like a teenage table, I'm talking shit about everybody at that table.
Everyone at the
Don't even
table.
tip
Like
me
I
at
know
that
you
point.
can't pay for
I don't
this.
even care, yo. yeah. Like I really don't care. Like I'll
You reek of marijuana. I
Yeah.
know you can't pay
I'm
for
like, you're
this.
high
I
right now,
get
aren't
it.
you? Fucking asshole. What do you want?
No
What do you
other
want?
way.
I was like, you sure you don't want the kids menu? Just say some shit like that to him,
Well, fuck it. You
And
know what?
that's-
I'll
yeah.
give them the kids menu.
Yeah, I'll give
you
it.
would,
I'll give
you
you. I don't
would.
give a shit. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
Are you
like
fucking
So
child?
would you?
Like-
So you pick
No,
kids?
well-
You pick teenagers or foreigners?
teenagers because I could give them the
Yeah.
fucking kids menu,
Yeah.
and they're all
You
gonna
talk
order
shit.
$10 steaks. It's a $40 tip. Cool, stiff me on that. I'd rather have that.
Right.
I can take control of that
chicken
shit.
nuggets, you fucking
Yeah.
12-year-old?
Chicken nuggets.
Fuck it, I'll take it.
Chicken strips and fries. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Yeah. How about you, Luke?
I pick foreigners.
Me too.
All
Okay,
day.
Explain why.
All
Explain
day.
why.
Because you can sort of guide them into making sure that you're tipped appropriately. You can
Teenagers, it's a zero no matter what.
exactly. So, maybe one time I've thought about saying, "Hey, suggested gratuities at the bottom. This is how I pay my bills." So
Have you used that?
maybe.
Maybe. Not on the record, off the record. But sometimes you can persuade a foreigner and be like, oh, and they're like, okay, yeah, I get it, or whatever, something like
Exactly.
that. And for me too, I would never do teenagers because you can't even persuade them to tip you more, and then you can't even like worry about how much they're gonna refill that goddamn soda.
Dude.
I have served teenagers and they get 40 to 50 goddamn
Oh no!
Sprites.
When they ask if it's refillable, I'm like, nope. We charge for each one.
I know I'm a nice guy. I'm a
Really?
piece of
I'm
shit.
like, yeah,
I say
give
yes.
me water.
But my whole thing is that if we're talking
And so-
specifically about both aren't tipping, I like teenage. They're just more fun. There's got way more drama and shit going on. And also,
Yeah.
if they're both not tipping, you tip out based on check amount. If it's teenagers, that check's like $80 for like
That's what I
12
said.
people.
Very true.
Very true.
Foreigners will
That's
run
what I'm
that
saying.
shit up, or like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, they'll
you
indulge.
kind of get some fucking
They'll
like
indulge.
more like, yeah, they'll indulge. And they're like, oh, we don't do that. Come on, my bad. You know, and it's cool. Like everybody's different. I don't like. I like it upsets me, but at the end of the day, like if you aren't raised to do it, like I can't. I've always said that too. I can't ever like expect somebody to follow your cultural like upbringing or like how you were raised. It's just like trying to impose. It's like like a Catholic church, man. I can't. You can't impose like another religion on somebody else and expect them to go by that. But at the same time, if I'm over, in your country, don't think I'm ignorant.
I don't think I'm ignorant.
I'm like
yeah.
hamburger. I want a hamburger. You're like, sure, we only serve sushi here. Like,
But have you
hamburger. Yeah.
have you ever sold something to somebody like the cheapest thing on the menu because they're not gonna tip?
Yeah.
So I
But
had
that's
this.
the same thing with the teenagers.
Oh.
Like,
Yeah.
you want the kids menu? Fuck yeah, here you go.
I had
$40
I had
for
a
4
lady
people.
with one tooth. I'm not kidding you, one tooth.
Was it the
And
middle?
I said, it was,
I'm just
I
trying
don't-
to like picture.
but I was like, the ribs are amazing because it's
That's
the
the
cheapest thing on the menu. She had one tooth.
She had one tooth for ribs, dude. You should have sold her the soup, dude.
Extra bread.
Yeah.
But it
It's
worked
like,
out,
what
right?
is
She
it?
didn't tip,
Then I
did she?
said-
Did she
No,
tip?
yeah, no.
Of course not.
So I was like, it worked out in my favor. But
Yeah.
I looked back on it and I was like, wow. I suggested ribs to the
Ribs.
lady
To a lady
with
with
one,
one tooth.
tooth.
Like they'll cut it up for you in the back. Don't worry
They'll
about
shave
it.
it off the fucking bone. for you.
Yeah,
You
they're so tender. Like
That one tooth
You don't
can
even
handle
have
it,
to
baby
chew.
girl.
Yeah. Oh my god. Do you think she was homeless?
I don't know. She
You
paid
don't
her
know?
bill, so
I
You know.
mean, she paid real. That was actually one of my questions. Have you guys ever served a homeless person?
oh yeah.
Oh, I mean, who hasn't?
That's what,
Santa
sometimes
Monica.
there was one of the jobs I worked at. There was one server that never would serve homeless. She'd go up to the managers and she'd be like, "I'm not serving this guest. He smells like shit. I know he doesn't have a home or any income or anything like that. I am not taking this fall like I have to pay for it." You know what I mean? And so the managers were like, all right, we'll figure it out. And then they would just ask the nice server, whoever was on, to go do it. So there's been servers where I know that they just won't do it. I have done it. I've served a homeless guy before. You know what I mean? But I just know. Have you guys ever had like a bad, like a stiff, like a dine and dash?
I had a
Anything like
guy
that?
that
Yeah.
offered me he offered me 2 CDs. He said,
Oh,
which
wait,
he said-
mixtapes?
Yeah,
Like-
I don't even. It was a.
Porno.
yeah.
What was it for?
Porno,
The
and I
other
have
one
a
was
boot.
mixtape.
Yeah.
I put the bill on the table, and I was like, "Here you go, whenever you're ready." And he was like, "I don't have a phone. Like, can I use yours?" I was like,
No.
"Well, there's a landline up at the front. You can."
My phone's
use.
dead.
I don't.
I'm
yeah,
sorry. I can't. I won't help you.
And then he pulled out 2 like CDs and was like, "Do you want one of these, like, to take something off my bill?" And I was like,
I'm down.
yeah.
What? It's fucking fire. It's like
I
the
was like-
best CD you've ever heard. It's like the next $1 million
Bootleg
record
Shrek
label.
3.
Yeah.
Recorded the fucking
Yeah.
camcorder from like
Yeah.
99.
What'd you do? What
I
happened?
wanted to be like, you can just leave, and there's a button.
How big
for
was
it.
his bill,
Okay.
though? What was it
I
like?
think he got like a cheeseburger, and that's it. Like, there was no alcohol.
bad.
It was.
Oh, not bad.
He
It's
was.
not too crazy.
Logan switched. He's like, fuck it, I'll take your
Well,
porno.
He was.
Yeah.
He was just hungry. Okay, and sometimes
Yeah,
I have
yeah.
a little sweet spot for somebody who has the balls to just go into a restaurant and order something and leave without paying. Like, wow.
Especially here in Santa Monica.
They're
man,
not doing
like,
That
Santa Monica
means-
PD ain't doing shit
That means
about
you're
that.
super, super hungry.
that
Like,
becomes desperation in
it's
a form.
and that was like one. That has not happened a lot. So
That's good.
if
That's
it
good.
were to ever happen, like I have a little sweet spot.
I'm glad. That's very sweet of you. But
Intermission?
also intermission at this point. I think we didn't. Yeah, good amount. I got
Cool.
plenty more though. Plenty more. Intermission, real quick. All right, and we're back.
Bing bong.
Interesting, right? Yes, we are. Bing bong, baby. Chapter 2 of the pod. We're gonna go ahead and go right into some work stories. We'll start with Logan. He's got a work story
Pour
for
up the
us.
shots. Let's go.
I was
Alright.
saying it before when you even said that.
I mean,
I just kept exaggerating it, and you did not listen. at
I
all.
did not listen. Maybe I want to take the shots. Maybe that's what I'm trying to do here. Maybe.
Do you? Do you?
No, I don't think you do. To be honest.
No, I don't. Fuck.
So at this point, I can say work, 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 work.
Yeah, you can say work as much as you want.
While you're pointing.
Okay, Rihanna.
There we go. Halftime show was lit.
Oh yeah,
That was pretty
it
great.
was amazing. I went to the halftime show in West Hollywood. We were at High Tops.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers, 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 cheers. Boom.
Henny, get over here.
Henny, what you eating? Henny. Henny.
Hey.
Henny. Don't eat that.
Walk.
You don't want to eat that. Yeah. There you go. Sorry. Logan, you have a employment story for
I do.
us.
I do.
Continue.
So, this was near the tier end of one of my shifts, and one of my coworkers came up to me. I will not incriminate them.
He said it. You heard him.
No.
Yeah, he did.
Did he?
Yeah, what did he say?
What-
His what?
Oh, does that count?
It does. I'm so sorry. Fuck. But we can wait. We can wait a little bit.
Okay.
Let's let you get into the story.
So-
But they're babies. But you just can't say that word.
It's frowned upon.
And you wanted a second word.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, nope. We would have been halfway through. I mean, we already are. We would have been done with this bitch already.
Very true. Very true. Continue.
So,
You're a co-employee.
yes, exactly. Somebody that I share employment with told me, hey, he was like, hey, I haven't greeted this table in a while. They've been sitting there for a long time. Can you go and sort of, get them started and make them, he was just trying to
He's like
take the
water
blow
them
off of
and-
them.
Right. Yeah.
And so, I went up to them. I'm like, hey, what would you guys like? Anything to drink? Like, can I get you started with anything? And she said a cocktail of some sort. And he goes, I want a beer. And I was like, okay. I'm like, great. What kind of beer do you want? I was like, we have a, great selection of beer. He goes, a Peroni. And I was like, great, but we used to have Peroni. We don't anymore. Is there anything else I can get you? He's like, I was like, what kind of beer do you normally drink? He's like, don't do this dance with me. Don't fucking like try to do this with me. I like pussy. So I don't know what you're trying to do here. And I was like,
he got aggressive.
yeah, very. And I was like, okay, so a Coors Light.
I was like,
Best-
one of the Republicans.
So
You want
I
the
know
high,
what you want that
that
Budweiser.
Miller High Life right
Yeah,
there.
You got that Budweiser with the American can, American flag can, don't you?
He said that
Yeah,
to
hell
you,
yeah,
that
brother.
fucking piece of shit.
straight up.
What
Straight
an
up.
asshole,
And
I
so I was like,
pussy.
You're like, I don't.
yeah. That's crazy. And
You told him that.
well, I was like,
No, you're just like,
okay. And like, mind you, this was not even a table. I was finishing up my shift. Like, this wasn't
This
even
is
my
someone
table.
else's
This
table,
is somebody else's table that I'm like, whatever. And so I go up to, the AGM at the time, and I'm like, hey, just so you know, this guy's being a little aggro,
Yeah, hostile.
maybe. Yeah, like, this is just, and he was like, and what made me feel the best is the AGM was like, do you want me to kick him out? He was like, do you want
I
me to
like
kick
that.
him out right now? And I was like, no, it's fine. It's not even my table. I'm already on my way out. Like, it's
It's not even
it's-
your tip. It's like
Exactly.
your-
I
yeah.
literally was like about to do my checkout and leave. So I was like, it's not a super huge deal. Like, whatever, let him stay. So I give the table back to the server who it was, whatever. And as I'm talking to the AGM, the chick that was with him comes up to us and she goes, oh my God, I'm so sorry about that. He's like on drugs. This is my brother.
It's on drugs.
Yeah, that's literally what she said. She said he's on drugs.
Does he have some?
and
What kind?
I was just like, okay, it kind of made sense because he was just, erratic, whatever. And so I was like, no, it's fine, girl. Like, she slid me a 20 and was like, okay, so,
A little
like,
I like
yeah.
her. I like the sister.
Exactly.
I like
And
that.
so I was like, it's okay, whatever. I clock out, I do my thing, I leave. I heard that he, in the middle of like dinner service, he stood up and like smashed his beer on the ground, started pulling her hair, like
What
went
the
fucking nuts. And I was like, oh, thank God I was not there because I would have been the first motherfucker that he fucking
What in the
clocked.
testosterone overload fuck?
Holy
Yeah.
shit! What do you like? Out of all the tables on Minosh, was he like one of the ones on the patio? Was he?
He
Was
was
it in the middle of the
it was
restaurant?
it was a
on the
two
edge?
top, so it was like where 95 is. The
I think I remember 95.
By
Was it,
Boys
all
Club,
the
the
way to
two top by
the
Bo-
Boys
by-
Club,
it's a
yeah.
it's
By
a two
Boys
top.
Club.
Yeah.
Boys Club. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, how they had like the line of twos.
Yes, yeah. So they were, and he stood on the table and shit and started
No,
screaming.
no.
shit
I
and
guess
threw
he
his-
like stood up and like
Oh, and-
smashed his glass on the ground and created like a whole scene. I wasn't there for it.
Thank
Wish I was,
God.
but
Thank God you weren't.
wish I was. Wish I wasn't. But
Right, just to view it. Holy
Right?
shit. Fuck that guy. The sister was cool.
right.
Yeah, well, the sister's cool.
Cheers to
Handing you
him.
the 20.
Or
Cheers
to
to her.
her.
No, not to
Yeah.
him. Not to him. Piece of shit.
It took me off guard, and I had a table the other day. They requested a new server.
After the guy that you already sent him to.
No. This was like a completely different story.
Last week. This
Yeah.
is a new.
This was last week.
New guest.
I had a table that requested a new server.
Why?
And I was serving them. I have no idea because I took their whole entire order, was dropping off their drinks, and he goes, "Can we get a new table?" And I'm looking. I normally like to get on one knee and like talk to people like eye to eye. I hate towering over.
I've
so
seen
I'm
a lot of
sitting there.
tall servers do that. It's
Yeah.
a
Well,
thing.
Especially with the
Just
fucking music blasting there, and then like somebody's
Well, that
fucking
and
Honda
it's
Civic
just-
screaming by.
Like people like looking up. So
Yeah.
I like to like get down on like a normal level. So he goes, "Can we get a new table?" And I stand up. I'm like looking around. This is like a busy ass Friday night. There's not a single table available.
was open. Yeah.
And so I'm looking around. I'm like, well, let me see what I can do. I go up to the host and I tell one of the supervisors, I'm like, hey, this guy wants a new table. Like, can you do something about it? Like, I was slammed at that point. Like, I
Yeah.
didn't
You
have,
didn't have time to
I didn't
move a
even have
table.
time to go.
And talk to him about
Exactly.
that.
So I'm
Yeah.
like annoyed as it is. So I go up to him and I'm like, hey, can you go move this table? He goes up to them and he was like, I'm not going to move them. I'm just going to tell them they have to just deal with it. And I guess they told the supervisor that they requested, like, demanded a new server. And so he comes up to me and he was like, what happened? Like.
And at your point of view, it was fine. Everything
Yeah,
was
like,
okay.
everything
they weren't
was fine. Like,
they never give you bad vibes or anything like that.
Well, so I match energies when it comes to a table. You know, like if you're like standoffish towards me, I'm just gonna be
take your order. And
exactly.
That's it.
Exactly. I'm just gonna, and what I think is I had a table of Gabos next to them.
Next to them.
And so, of course, I was like, hey, what's
Party
up?
over here.
And to them, I'm like, what do you want?
That's exactly
well,
it is. That's
and
what
so-
it was.
He was, I don't know. And so he was like, I demand a new server. And they gave him a new server. And
Well, he's a prick, first of all.
Exactly.
He's a piece of shit.
Exactly. But I had never had somebody say, like, I want a new server.
I've never had
Instead
that
of
either. Have you
me.
guys ever had that?
I don't think so.
Someone literally transferred, like, they don't want to have you serve them your food anyway, even though it was halfway through the meal, right?
Well, I'd
Or you know
gotten
what?
their order.
I've had one when I worked at BJ's.
Oh,
And I
BJ's.
think
He
it was
worked at BJ's, me too.
Yeah, it was the worst.
The worst.
First of all, that was it again, but.
Say what? Did who?
I said I worked.
Ah!
No,
yeah. No, you have to. You have to. Thank you. Keep us accountable.
What
Someone
BJ's
keep us
did you-
accountable here.
In Willen Hills.
It's
but
baby
I-
shots
so
too,
long
anyway.
Story short, I had
It's baby
a
shots.
I had a table request like a white server. Yeah.
Because you're Hispanic. And...
My manager was like, we're gonna switch you. I was like, what happened? They're like, they didn't want to talk about it. I was like,
Yo.
That's
okay.
so
Yikes.
strange.
And then I was like, is it because I'm Hispanic? They're like, we think so.
That's sick.
So
I would have just fucking quit there,
Disgusting.
dude. I'd have
Yeah.
just been like,
them.
fuck that place.
They
That's a
should have had. They
bullshit.
should have had a blonde-haired, blue-eyed server go
Right.
and be like, "Hello."
That would have
How can I
fucking done
serve you
it. That would
today?
have fucking done
cheers,
it.
guys.
Yeah, that'd have been so good.
Oh, man.
But that was the one that I remember.
Yeah, I've never had someone be like, "Fuck this guy, I don't like him serving me," and been like, not to brag, but I'm just saying, it's so out of the ordinary in these
It
times.
was my
now, I
first
guess.
time.
That's
I
so
was
weird.
so caught off guard because I was like, is it because I'm too fabulous?
Now my question is, did the table ever give you a vibe like they were homophobic in any way?
So at that point, I was slammed. So
You
I
had
didn't
no-
even have time to even catch the vibe. I was just
Yeah.
Setting it out there like, hey, what's up, guys?
Friday
Like,
night, triple sat, food's
right.
going down.
Exactly. Like I
Yeah.
was just like, but maybe that's what they're upset about. I don't know. But I'm taking it as a homophobic table. Okay.
All right. Now I have a really awesome question here for everybody. What is the best revenge you ever gotten on a table? Like, let's go, Dylan. Let's go. The best revenge story you've ever had. Like, you made them wait like an
Okay,
extra
yeah.
hour before you talked to them.
So-
They asked for a fucking, you know what I mean, a drink. You put the wrong drink on purpose, and they had, you know what I mean. Great revenge story. I've got a
Best
good one
revenge.
too. Yeah.
I got to go, but it was when I was managing though.
Oh, even better.
It was when I was
Even
managing.
better.
So I had this guy come in, with like, he wasn't necessarily a part of the group. Like there's this one group.
You
came
mean
in,
you mean of the table? He
Yeah, yeah,
wasn't
so
sitting
this
at
one-
the table.
This one group came in the day before, the day prior, and ran up like a few $1,000 check. Just really nice bottles, everything. Tipped really well. Everything was cool. It was like him, I think a few of his friends, and his like wife and kids. The next day they come back, and they bring this guy. He was like some YouTube personality. He did like kind of weird little like videos and stuff like that. I forget his name, to be quite honest with you. I used to know it. I think he actually might be like a little bigger now, to be quite honest with you.
Jake Paul.
No,
Mm.
no.
That'd be pretty
I
funny.
wish.
It's Mr. Beast.
I wish,
You know
I
what I mean?
wish.
Like,
No,
something
but
crazy.
he like you still see him. I feel like on Instagram and stuff like that. Like he's still like a very popular kind of like a content creator.
Yeah.
But anyway, so he came in, and he just was being like super obnoxious and like screaming at the top of his lungs and like doing all this stuff.
Do you know what? Because you said
screaming.
you were managing, you weren't serving. Do you know
No.
what set it off? Was it like the wrong order? Did it take too long?
No.
Did
He just was being obnoxious. Like he was just literally like trying to like make little videos and act all crazy and like it's
Wow.
like
That was his shtick.
yeah,
It's
you like you could do that. I don't have a problem with that. You know, like make your money, do whatever. But like, there's kind of like a time and place for everything. Like you're at like a very nice restaurant. People are trying to enjoy their meal. Like it's not a cheap place, you know. And so it's like, for you to come in there and kind of like disrupt other guests,
That's where it's a problem.
that's where it gets to be a problem. Like I really don't care like how you act, as long as like or like where you come from or whatever. As long as you like respect other tables, you know. I feel like that's the point where like you don't want to be at a restaurant and hear somebody just like screaming their head off by you. Like it's kind of obnoxious.
Scream your head
Yeah.
off. Just tip me 20%.
Yeah,
Hear that,
you
people?
know.
I'm with Logan on that
Yeah.
one. I don't care what you do, just give me 20.
You know. But so you know, this like guys like screaming and screaming and screaming. Guests are complaining. I tried to go and calm down the guests because like it was a good table. You know, they were spending good money. I was trying to give them as many like possible, like you know, just chances. You know, and finally it gets so loud that the like you know the owner of this place had a boutique shop next door. So she comes out of her boutique and it's like, hey, you need to be quiet. People are trying to enjoy their like, you know, their dinner and their lunch and everything right now. And also like you're just yelling, like just relax. And he was like, fuck you. Like don't tell me like you should shut the fuck up or like don't tell me what the fuck. to
And
do."
she was
That's-
so nice about it.
That's
like,
a perfect
was-
thing to say to somebody while
Right,
they're
dude.
screaming. Just relax.
No, but
Just
you know,
relax.
Be calm.
but,
Very true.
but
Don't flip
she was
out.
she was just saying like, hey, you know, like just tone it down a little bit. Like don't like you know, like it wasn't like he was upset or anybody was doing anything wrong to him. Literally, it was that he was
He's making a
just
video,
trying
right?
to be like obnoxious and try to like get people's attention like that. So she was the one to be like, hey, like I don't play that shit. Obviously, he didn't know who she was, so he told her to go fuck herself. She came up to me and was like, kick them out right now. I was like, you got it.
That was
Like,
the-
you
that
know,
was the
I was like,
owner,
I was
right?
like,
That was the
"You're
owner,
boss."
huh?
Yeah, I came over, printed out a check. I was like, boop. And they're like, oh, we're not done having dinner. I was like, yeah, you are. I was like, that guy just fucked up, you know? I was like, and they're like, what happened? Like, we just like, you know, we were here 2 days. Like, you spent like honestly, they probably spent like $8,000, maybe $10,000 in like a 2 day
Between the
period.
days, yeah.
Just
Jesus
2 day
Christ.
periods. Like, yeah, they were ballers, you know? And,
Yeah.
and I was like, my hands are tied, big dog. You know, I like slam it down to the guy. I'm like, sorry, you gotta go. Like, and you know,
And we
the
accept
guy,
Apple Pay,
the
credit card, or
yeah,
cash.
yeah, no, seriously, you know, and the
Oh,
guy,
and gratuities included.
no, it was because it was like a 7 or 8 top. I was like,
Yeah.
boom, 18 for like, you can't even get away from that tip at this point. I was like, yo,
you're just fucked.
cake been baked, yo. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and so like the guy got all pissed. He comes up to one of the servers and like, you know, he like the server and like was like all upset, you know, and like, cause at the time, like, I mean, I look a little bit older, you know, but I have no facial hair. I have no anything. At the time I would
Yeah,
dress.
no hair.
I would, yeah, no hair anywhere,
no
but
hair,
like,
bald.
yeah. And you know, so I looked very, very young. Like I must look like I was like 18, 19. Like I looked fresh out of high school, and I would dress like the other busters and stuff. So there was nothing to differentiate me between
A
the people
manager,
that, yeah,
or a-
that worked there. And I liked doing that because I could just walk around and nobody would like, you know, and then
Pinpoint who
yeah,
you
and then
are.
I would, but like same thing like this happened where the waiter was like, "Dude, what are you doing?" You know, like he's like yelling at me. I was like, "You want to serve him? Go serve him." But he just told the owner to go fuck herself, and the guy just goes, like, "Wash my hands of this,"
Yeah, then
and he
I'm
goes
good.
up, "Sir, you need to pay your bill." Like, you know, and I was like, and he's like,
Okay.
"Oh, you're gonna take that little kid's side?" He's like, "That's like the manager."
That's
I was like,
the
"That's the
manager."
manager." Like, I didn't know you spoke to the owner. Like, please pay the bill. Please leave. Like, we're just gonna have to like call the cops.
Fuck.
So this guy got all mad, and this guy proceeds and like I'm really good with like voices and like, you know, like faces and stuff like that. This guy proceeded to call back and like make prank phone calls for the next like, I don't even know, like 4 months, 5
The
months.
YouTube guy called.
Yeah, he would be calling in and being like for instance, one time he was like, "Oh, I have a very, very important guest that's coming in, yada yada yada." So
You
when that would
recognized it.
when that would happen though, they would give the phone to me, and they'd have like a manager deal with it, somebody that was like more well versed than all of our regulars. Like
Yeah.
we called them blues at the time. Those are our VIPs. So I just think it's probably a celebrity or athlete or
Whatever.
politician, whatever. Like we had those in like all the time. They give the phone to me, and this is just one instant, and it kept happening. He goes, "Oh, I have somebody very important coming in." I was like, "Of course." Like, may I have the last name, first name, like
Kim K.
email, Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm thinking it's one of them because all those people would always come in. And he goes, "Oh, it's for a gay person. It's for like," and I was like, "Okay."
Okay.
And then like I just don't like, and then like I hear him like kind of snickering, and then he's like, "No, like it's for like a fag. It's for this. It's for that." And like he just keeps using certain. And I was like, "All right, like I get this is a prank phone call, but like if you're gonna do it, at least make it funny. Like you're not
Right.
even funny." And as I say that, I hear a girl's voice in the background start laughing. Obviously, she's with a friend or something. And he just laughed, and he hangs up immediately. Like, he's so embarrassed.
Immediately.
And I was like, "Yo, like, fuck you," you know? I was like, "That's not even funny. It's just, like, rude." So, a few months go by. He keeps doing this, like, habitually. He comes in, and I know it's him.
You recognize the
and
voice.
I know it's him. And he came in, and he had big sunglasses on. Like, he knew what the fuck he did. And he knew what the fuck he had been doing. And he comes in with a girl. And I was, like, kind of recognized like that. And I like check him in.
No, you
Hold on.
didn't.
Hold
I
on.
checked him.
No,
I
you
checked.
didn't.
I checked him in. And then like at the time we were busy.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Where was this at? I missed that.
At the
Or-
Ivy.
Ivy.
At the
Okay.
Ivy. So like I check him in and I send him over to like the.
Welcome in, sir.
I was like, "Oh, nice to see you, sir." Like
This is a revenge
and
story,
They, well,
by the
they
way.
checked in, with another name. So it was like during like there was like a brunch spot. We always slammed that brunch. They came in during that time. We had a line going, and so like when you enter there over at like the other location, the Roberts one, they give you a glass of champagne because there's normally a wait for outside seating. They wanted all that. I was like, cool, I mean, like right this way, come inside.
Right this way, sir.
Like, brought him in.
We have a throne for you.
Yeah, no, I brought him in, but it was busy. So I kept checking people in. I kept like, telling my like host and everybody I was working with to I just said it.
Oh, you did.
Anyways, but everybody that I was with, I tell them like, check them in, do all this stuff, cool. It's like over there. They're like, "Oh, should we seat them?" I was like, "Nah, don't seat them. No, don't seat them. Like, I'll handle that. that." And I like had one of the servers there, who I knew like the server there that was there, served him that one day, and he also was like good with faces and stuff like that. And I was like, "That's him, right?" And he's like, "Yeah, that's him. That's the guy. What are you gonna do?" I was like, "I'll handle it."
86.
I was like, "I'll handle it." I made this guy wait maybe 45 minutes to an hour. The whole area is empty.
So good.
Everybody's gone.
He
so
waited.
good.
He waited
I kept
45
being,
minutes
I
to an
kept
hour.
being like, "Oh, we're gonna seat you right now." We had a lot of people in line before you, but they didn't. I was just being like, they'd be like, "Oh, this person came after me." I'd be like, "No." I was like, "No, they were waiting outside. I just told them to come in and get a glass of champagne." So I kept checking people in for like an hour, and then like finally everybody was out, and he like had been talking to these two ladies for the whole time because they were the last people to check in. And so after I like sat down, I was like, "Oh, you're here." They're like, "We came definitely after them." And I was like, "Oh no, I know. I just don't want you to be right here for this one. We have your table. They wanted a different
I
table.
have a good
I
table
have a
for
good
you,
table
sir.
for you." And they're like, "Oh, okay." So they go and I clear everybody out the the waiting room.
So we're
And
actually
they're-
closed?
Yeah, no, there was pretty much. So they go. There's like a few tables in there, and I come up and they're like, "Oh, is our table ready?" And I was like,
Last call.
"No." I looked this guy in the eye. No, literally though.
So we're doing last call. Chef is asking for your last
Yeah.
orders.
Yeah.
And no, and I like
And it's going to be to go.
yeah, pretty much. No, I looked this guy in the eye and I just like I'm like, and I like look at him and I was like, "You thought I forget who you are, huh?" And he looked at me, his eyes got all big. I was like, "I bet you forgot who I was."
He took off his sunglasses.
And I was
right?
like, no, you still had them on. I was like, "I didn't forget who you were."
Yeah.
And I was like, I remembered you. And I was like, "You think I was gonna let all that slide?" I was like, "You talk to us?" And like, and the guy was like, "Why'd you make me wait an hour? Like, you're wasting my time, yada yada yada. Like, you should have just told me I wasn't allowed here." And I was like, "Oh, so like, you like to waste my time with all those prank phone calls, and his
I can't
eyes,
waste yours.
He turned white, like he didn't even
Oh,
dot
shit.
that I put those together. And I was like, oh, those prank phone calls you were doing the past like few months now,
Months.
huh? And I was like, you thought I forgot about that? And I was like, like, this is my job. I was like, I'm good with voices and I'm good with faces, and I recognized you right away.
Bitch
Right
ass.
away.
And like,
Right.
and he got like just pale, so embarrassed. He's like, what can I do to make it up? And I was like, oh, the owner, little old fashioned. She likes like notes, like write her a letter.
Write her a letter.
Apologize.
100% tip.
And he's like,
100% tip.
Can I write it
Like,
right
you
now?
know what I mean?
I was like, nah, I'm pretty sure the mail takes like 4 to 5 business days. But yo, like, you know, I'll get back to you. Leave your number. I got you. And he like,
Or if you want to do FedEx.
storms out, like tosses
Yeah.
his glass down, storms out, makes a whole scene. And you know, the girl comes back that he was with, and it's like, oh, like, can't you just like, you know, give him a chance? Like, yada yada yada. You know, people make mistakes. It was like he's not even like that anymore. And I was like, Miss, he called the past 4 months. You're telling me he changed? I was like,
No.
just calling up, saying like absurdities and like throwing slurs at me and my employees. What did he say? And I was like, I mean, he called me like, you know, saying like all types of like homophobic, some racial slurs
Slurs
to like
and all
other
this shit,
people, stuff
yeah.
like that. And I was like, and I know it was him. And by how he just reacted, he just confirmed that it was
That it was
him.
him,
And
'cause you
she's like,
knew.
oh my God, I'm going to go talk to him right now. And I was like, yeah, I was like, fuck you. That was like, waste
Revenge
your hour.
served best
Fuck you.
cold.
Like,
Was that his girlfriend or who was
no, like,
Probably just a date, right?
no,
Yeah.
just some random
daughter.
girl he was with. Like,
No.
honestly, like, I don't know, like, I don't know. It's like, I feel like it was just like a colleague, I think. So I think it
Something
might have
like
been either somebody he was trying to do business with, or so I got him really bad shit. Oh, he's not
Yeah.
like that anymore.
He's
And
not
I was
like that
oh, he's been doing that
anymore.
for months now. So I probably ruined like a business opportunity for him too.
Idiot.
I was like,
it? Good for you, dude.
that guy, bro.
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
awesome.
Nobody talks to people like that, like asshole. Like,
But you had that power as a manager there, though. That's nice.
well, yes.
As a server, you know what I mean. We have so much that we can do to a table that's not as great that we could as servers we can never stop someone from getting a table.
But
We're just gonna
also,
be there and get
Guess
the table.
first.
It's,
that's what I'm saying,
It's
like-
corporate too. That was like
But also,
family owned.
I'm just saying that's awesome.
We really have an HR. You know what I mean? like,
Yeah,
You call HR, you're
Like,
talking to Dylan.
I could probably tell somebody to go
Fair.
fuck yourself. And they're like, yo, who you like, you know, when I would tell people like crazy shit, you know,
Yeah.
I'd be
Go
like,
fuck yourself. Okay, where's your
Yeah.
HR number?
Okay.
Here, let me give you my number.
I'm
so
gonna
can
call you right
me.
back right now. Like, I'm here 6 days out the week, 12 to 13 hours a day. You're good.
insane.
And I pick up most phone calls because my like other people I work with, other people I am with, fuck. Yeah, it's getting bad.
No.
It's getting bad.
Sorry, guys.
It's getting
I
bad.
gotta pour them.
getting
I gotta
bad.
do it.
Uh,
I have another question coming up though too. But
Yeah,
go ahead.
other people we'd like I was with would, you know, I'd have them doing stuff and I'd, yeah, you're gonna call? I'm gonna be the one that answers. I was just there too much, you know.
It happens.
But
I
yeah,
would-
I mean that's the best part, but the worst part about managing, you know what I mean, is that I'm definitive in my answers and what I'm allowed to do, especially like working. Nah, you already put it in my episode. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, no, you get. Yeah, you're good. you're good.
Especially like if you're not at a corporate place and you're right under the owner and stuff, you have so much more power. Like
That's the thing.
like,
Yeah.
it's like they didn't want to deal with that. They're like, oh, if you want to deal with it, deal with it. Otherwise, at corporately ran places, you have so many more people to answer to, and they care
No.
so much about the like shitty ass customer that it's absurd to me. You know, it's so absurd to me because it's that age old saying, "Customer's always right." Like
Fuck no.
a
No,
broken clock's
I don't
right
agree with that
twice
either.
a day, my guy. Like, no, this was a piece of shit. And like,
He was an
maybe-
asshole. you know
maybe
what I
they
mean?
make 1 or 2 good points, but no, fuck all that.
Well, it's like, you know, like people always ask me like, how long is it gonna be, or like, you know, how much longer? I'm like, listen,
It's out of my.
I just put it in the computer. Okay,
Literally.
like
I take your order,
Yeah,
and I put
exactly.
it in, and I bring you the check. That's
Exactly.
my job.
You ordered
literally
10 well-done
my job
steaks.
is just to like.
Yeah, you ordered a fucking 40-ounce
Well done
well-done
steak with ketchup. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
gonna take a while. They're gonna probably laugh at you in the back.
I'm just telling you what to order. Like, do I look like I'm cooking the food?
Yeah.
Or do
Don't
I
get
look
mad at
like
me for-
I'm making the drinks?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
There's nothing we
Oh.
can do. There's there's
This
there's
is not
things
Benihana's. I'm not gonna start
Yeah.
breaking out cooking right now.
there's things out of our power that we just don't have and we can't do. You know what I mean? But you know, what still sucks is that the fact that our jobs are so dependent on that customer giving us tips that everything else out of our power is just bullshit beyond us because we can't as good as we could be the best thing ever, but that steak that you sold them was shit, so now they're gonna give you zero.
It's all about distracting.
That's
You gotta distract them.
that's it.
Yeah,
That's so true.
Make
Especially
it
when like half your
feel.
line is not there. If they're there, you don't know who's sober.
Yeah, exactly, man.
You gotta make it feel like they're not waiting
right.
3 hours.
And then also too,
Which
as
they
a
are.
as a
Yeah,
manager, right, you're getting salary. So whatever happens in the restaurant for that day doesn't affect your paycheck in any way, right? So you're just there to avoid shit. You're just there to fucking make sure that your servers aren't calling in sick. That make sure you have a full staff and all that shit. But with us as servers, we're just like, hey, I mean, we're just trying to get as much tips as possible because that's how we're gonna fucking pay rent. And that fucking sucks when it comes to a spot where the shittiest people come and they just don't tip and they just literally don't have any idea what's going on. And that's how we fucking spend our fucking day at work for 8 hours a day, 9 hours a day, 12 hours a day.
I think the thing is, like, what I could tell anybody who goes into a restaurant
Into the restaurant.
is
Don't
Cheers.
Don't.
Don't sit
Fair
in the
enough.
section.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Or Sean's.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, don't sit in Dean's section or Sean's section.
No, I will treat you like shit. Yeah, don't even try. What were you gonna say?
it's just like what you tip on is like I tip out based on my sales. It doesn't matter how much you tip me, if you tip me in cash, credit card, whatever. They're like, oh, I tipped you in cash. Like, it's okay. But it doesn't matter. It's
Still gotta
all
tip out.
based
Still
on
have
my
to tip out.
sales. So whatever I sell you, you need to like tip me accordingly.
Accordingly, that's the thing, because we gotta tip out bartenders, runners, bussers,
Charcuterie. The host is
charcuterie,
not fucking
bartenders,
there.
hosts.
The hostess
Nowadays too, you have
Right?
to also tip out kitchen.
Oh, there's kitchen now
Depending
too.
on- yeah, depending on where you
A lot
go.
of places are switching over to kitchen, which is crazy because then that's the same thing. It's like, okay, runners
they
can fuck up
should.
everybody. Okay, but
As
yes,
they should.
yes and no. They should have the surcharge go towards healthcare.
I think-
for all employees.
Oh, I got charged 4% for healthcare at a restaurant I just went to.
for healthcare.
Yeah,
yeah,
just for healthcare.
I love that
Healthcare.
though.
That's
I'm not.
that's
You know,
great.
I'm not mad at it.
That's
Not
I'm
a
not
tip.
mad at that.
4% off the bill.
Yeah.
Goes to
Towards
the employees
healthcare.
and
Healthcare.
healthcare.
Yeah.
So that
Love
they
that.
can
Yeah.
Down with that.
they
but
can they break their arm, they go to the thing, and that's paid for through the restaurant, through everyone who's tipped, right?
You
That's-
just can't be on drugs.
yeah, fair.
Yeah.
But
They,
that's
they might fail
that's
that
fine.
drug test.
Yeah.
yeah.
But that's the
Yeah.
whole thing, though. Too. It's like that's the whole, like, shouldn't they be taken out of like all of our tips, even though they could fuck up a million times or take a billion hours, or you go to the kitchen and you're like, hey, can I get this one? Get the fuck out of here, and they throw something at you, or like, you know what I mean? I love doing that though when they're wrong though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's like,
Yeah.
What was
oh.
your worst experience or revenge? I should say.
For my revenge story, no, I've never had one really.
Yeah, me neither.
There's-
I haven't had one yet.
I've had people that I've wanted to take revenge out on too, like the tables that I fucking hated, and literally like I wish that I could do a waiting and literally fucking spit in their mashed potatoes or fucking put my balls in their gravy or some shit like that. You know what I mean? But obviously I don't have that power. I can't do that. You know what I mean?
I mean, you can.
Yeah, well, you could, and then you get fired. Like it's nowadays. But no, I've never had a revenge story where I've been like, oh yeah, this is great. This is like
Exactly. Me
Yeah.
neither. I don't think I've
You never
ever
had
like
one?
a.
I'm glad that Dylan had one as a manager. That's so good though. That's
Yeah,
I've had
so
I've had a
good.
few.
Good one.
I've had a
Yeah,
few.
that's
That was
so.
a
I've
good
had
good.
another one like that was pretty good.
Yeah.
Or like threatening people, like, oh god, that was like the best. Because it's never like, you know, my favorite thing to do too is like, you never have to like threaten to kick out the whole party. It's always just the host that comes, and will be
The
like,
person who planned
totally
it. or-
unreasonable, or like giving you like crazy demands. Because like I used to have to do a lot. We'd have a lot of party plans or like larger parties. I'd have to deal with all these complaints, And one time happened with like another person where like I ended up coming back from break, didn't know what they were saying, but they're just like screaming. I've told you this story before.
Yeah.
And they're just screaming at one of like the other employees there.
It becomes one of my favorite lines.
Yeah,
Oh,
and I'm like, I come up, I don't even know what's going on, but I just don't like when people like be yelling at employees. Yell at me. I'm the one that's gonna like, you know, I
Kick your bitch ass out.
but like, you know, like
even better.
I'm the one that you should be yelling at. Like this, like let's be real here. Server's not in control of a lot of things. Like, you know, runners, back of house, everybody in that restaurant is at the end of the day is not like really like, you know, sometimes you have bad mistakes, yeah, but it shouldn't be on that person.
Ticket times for
talk
food.
talk to the other, like talk to the manager, like yell at the manager. That's why they are there.
So wait, have you guys ever been yelled at?
Oh yeah.
Yelled at?
Yeah.
Yes, by a guest, like an
Yes.
actual. Yes.
But that's
oh,
what I'm
yeah,
saying.
for
That
my
was
fault.
a pet peeve of mine, was when people would yell at employees. It's like, it's not their fault. Yell at me. That's why I'm.
All right. Okay. Hey, we're back. Back from intermission 3. We got some more questions to go through with the boys. We're all doing good. So we can either continue off what we just talked about, or I can segue into something new, something different. Something new? Something new. All right. This one's like a real restaurant question. This one is like, what, and your guys' opinions, because you've all worked in the restaurant industry for so long, what does it take a restaurant to keep a staff? Right?
Oh, I know this.
Auto gratuity is
What's
for sure one.
That's, I
Good
love
one.
that. I love that.
Good one.
It's a great one. Because I mean, like, why do you think restaurants go through so many servers every week? Because they don't make money.
Okay.
Money. Yeah.
Money. It's literally money.
Money.
So-
Well, autograt, and I would say the tip out situation.
Yeah, it's a big thing. It's huge.
Yes, I feel like at the same time, all that could be avoided with a compassionate general manager. If a compassionate general manager
Tread lightly.
is in charge, no, I'm just saying, if a compassionate general manager is in charge and they realize that it's not your fault if somebody doesn't like tip out, or if you have places like you said that don't have autograd or things in that manner, even on like smaller bills, it just helps. It's not gonna hurt, you know. I feel like it's better to comp like you know, whatever you want, like one entree or this or that off of a check, and just make it so that at least the server doesn't have to pay out. Or
So tipping off
yeah,
of tips and not sales.
yes and no, because that becomes a little more tricky. Then you
Yeah.
don't know how much tips you have, and a lot of people, when you have that, because this would happen at our other jobs, where you have cash tips, people are like, oh, it gave me 0.
You're right.
it's
Servers
that-
will do that
it's-
forever.
Well,
age-old
imagine you
greed.
get tipped $1,000,
Yeah.
and then you have to tip out
Exactly.
$900.
Yeah, no.
Exactly.
No.
So there's
No.
like, it's a
That was for me.
double-sided blade of that. That's why I just think if you have a compassionate general manager, like somebody that's top dog, that's in charge, that will be like, hey, you know what? They didn't tip you on that. Let me at least make it so that you aren't tipping out on it.
That you're not
I'm not even
fucked.
saying I want
That's-
to give you 20% each time, just as long as you are not fucked. I think that's all that matters. As long as
Yeah.
you, and it doesn't cost a lot. Like, honestly, like the amount of shit that people steal at restaurants, and like the amount of stuff that they're just giving out for free already, you could use that to help out your employees. Like, even if it's like promotional things or things of that matter, like, you know, you got regulars come in and you kind of comp here and there. You could do that on a lot of checks, and you'll still have a good profit margin. It's not like you're going to be losing $1 million a day, but your employees will be
It feels like it.
a lot more thankful. Well, they just make it out to be because they're nickel and diming. Mostly, we've all worked, all been at.
You said it. Yeah, but I'm just saying also too. But here's the thing though. Truthfully, like
All-
I get what you're saying. When it
all
takes a
been
good
at
GM,
corporate places. is where most
one
us
of the
worked at.
best serving jobs I ever had was in Portland, and this was a mom and pop taco shop, a taco shop right on the thing, and the general managers both were the owners. They were absolutely fantastic. They
Yeah.
were great. But the one thing that all the servers hated the most was when they had like a 6 or 7 top that wasn't auto-graded and they tipped shit because it came out of our money. That's the main thing. I feel like
Yeah.
literally we all have the same answer. If a job gave just regularly auto gratuity for at least 6 tops, I think we all
Five
can
or
agree
more.
on
6 or more.
6
Yeah.
or more, yeah,
5
right.
or more.
5, 6 or more.
Five or
Yeah.
6 or more, then that way, if I get a 6 top that is going to be my whole night, where you've saved my section for the entire fucking day, and then I get this 6 top and they tip me 0, I'm fucked. But if you give me the autograt, at least I didn't lose my whole day. You know what I mean?
Well,
So that's
not even 0. If you tip like 15, 12%, like it doesn't add up. I could flip like 4 2 tops
right.
and get more money.
I could have burned and turned that
Then,
section,
like, an
right?
8
and made
top,
a good
like-
money. Yeah.
That's another good question.
Yeah.
Do you guys prefer small top sections or like
Yes.
rolling the dice
Ooh,
with the big
and
ones?
the
No,
big
I'm
top.
a
All right,
turn-
all right. I
I'ma
like this.
turn
I
it-
like
I'ma
this.
turn and burn.
I like the
I
small
like
tops.
this.
Give me
I like
like
Give me 2 tops. all
6
day,
two
baby.
tops. I will destroy them. Like you know.
Well, because if one stiffs you, it's not as bad.
Well, and they don't take as long.
And they don't take as long. They're out in
Exactly.
20 minutes, or 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, yeah. The thing is, I love burn and turn more.
Big ones scare me, but you could make a lot of money.
But I also do like the big corporate parties where I don't have to do a lot of work
Yeah.
and I make
Deep.
300. You know what I mean? Like,
You just said it.
did I say it?
Yeah.
Did I say it?
Yeah.
Fucking damn it.
Why?
Gotta keep me accountable, man. You got to. Feel
'Cause
so
it's not
bad.
just me. It's not just me that's saying it. All right. I feel like I said it a few times, but
All right,
Other
so we got
people
our
are saying
boy
it.
on the podcast.
I'm saying.
Say hi, Sean.
Hey, Shawnee boy.
Shawnee Poo.
You're live.
Yeah,
Don't say
you're
nothing
live.
incriminating.
Wait, so I have a great story about Sean.
Oh, I love it.
So just say hi.
Sean's like, I gotta go.
No.
Hold on.
Sean is the
Hold on.
goat. Sean is the goat.
Okay.
Hold on. I just want to say hi. We want to say hi.
We love you, man.
Hi.
We miss you.
Keep me on for the story.
Oh, yeah, no, we want to
Okay.
hear the story. Want to hear the story? Okay. This is the.
So
Can you hold him? Do you want me to hold him?
No,
one
we're good.
time
All right, you got him.
I was in what we call the Devil's Corner, which is
What was it? The dungeon?
no Devil's Corner is one-on-one, and like the farthest
the farthest from
away.
the server station.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I had a large top there, and like whatever, they like died, whatever, and they were staying there for so long.
The whole shift? Or
Not the whole shift, but they were
Most of
there.
it.
They were there longer than I wanted them
to be.
to be.
Yeah.
And so I said, Sean, these people are not leaving. Sean goes, hold up. He takes off his apron. He goes up to the table, and he's like, hey, you guys, we have reservations rolling in. Like,
He
I'm
played
sorry."
manager.
Yeah, he played manager, and he said, you guys gotta go.
You guys
Basically.
gotta
Like-
you gotta pay your tab.
You gotta go. Well, they paid their tab, but they were there
They
for
did- they
like
still stayed. They
forever.
camped. They
yeah,
camped.
they camped. And so Sean was like, "You gotta go."
You guys
basically.
gotta go. Okay.
And guess they got up and left.
Thanks to this man right here. This guy.
Was that true?
Did that really happen?
That's 1,000% true.
He's like a legend.
Yeah.
Allegedly. It's an alleged.
Allegedly.
Oh,
Allegedly.
Oh, allegedly, yeah.
Yeah.
It was great because I was like, "Great, I can flip this."
That's
5
Sean
top.
though. That's Sean though, man. He'll help a homie out no matter what, man. He's fucking dude.
I was
He
just
fucking
like,
will.
I was like, "You're bullshitting." Shut up! Like, you're not gonna fucking do that. He fucking whipped off his apron. He
And
said,
he was like, I will show
"Well,"
them.
and he didn't say like, "You have to go." He was like,
You might have.
No, literally. Like he was like, "All right, you guys,
He doesn't need to pay.
you enjoyed everything. Like, have a good night."
Have
Basically,
a great night.
and they got up and left because I was like, they paid their bill. They need to leave. Like, get these people the fuck out.
out.
And literally, they did.
Thanks to
Sean,
Sean, boy. Thanks
Thank
to
you,
our
Mission
bro.
boy
We
accomplished.
Sean.
wanted to FaceTime you real quick.
Yeah, you should have been here.
So
you
this
bitch.
shot's for you.
This one's for Sean. This one's for Sean.
Cheers, boy.
Cheers.
Yep. Good
fun,
job,
guys.
my guy.
Have fun, bro.
We love you, dude.
love you.
Next time, next one, next pod. You better be on it.
I'll be in 1,000%.
Mr.
yeah.
Bones.
All right. Have a good night.
Mhm.
Just
Oh,
a
but yeah.
just a funny work story.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
we still had it. We still had
No,
it.
no,
though. We
no,
had
no.
it. Yeah.
He killed it. That was like,
Yeah.
I was like, I fucking love you.
Yeah, dude. He's a homie.
So
He's
what's the
like-
next one?
Oh yeah. Unless you guys want to tell another story that you want, I do have 2 more questions, but we can go into other stories that you have of
I have
employment.
so many.
I just remember that one.
All right. I wanna hear
Honestly,
Let's hear
it was a good one though. It was just like a quick one. When we were back by the back terminal.
Oh, I gotta get another. Yeah, I got the next one.
We were,
Who?
you
You
were,
and me?
Yeah, you and I were. Hey, I just remember you coming up and be like, "Why are they sending me all the ghetto people?"
Okay.
And the table right next to us looked.
I'll
up.
probably have to edit that.
You might have to edit that. That one you'll have to edit.
And in fact, it was my table. I was like,
was
why?
so
Why are they
weird.
sending me all the ghetto people? And, like my section was right there, and they look over, and they were like,
Yeah.
"Yeah,
edit that one
you."
out.
Okay. So the next question.
Yeah.
Moving
Next,
on.
good segue into the next one. So, what is the farthest you would drive to a restaurant before it became not profitable? Like, what is, you know what I mean? Like, let's say you take 2 hours to meet on ocean. If literally, you know what I mean?
45
like,
minutes.
45 minutes. And why? Why do you think that we have like a certain amount of time where it's like, this is too far of a job for me to make 200 a night, 300 a night, 400 a night for it to be worth it?
Well, real quick, I feel like you can find something quicker in 45 minutes.
Totally.
But also, I think there's another reason, but continue with yours. Why do you think?
Gas,
I
Uber
think-
if you don't drive.
I think it's laziness. Personally, I think people don't want to go through an interview. I don't think people want to be like, all right, I already have the job that's 3 hours away. So instead of me finding a job that's closer to me that, you know what I mean, I could interview for and become non-seniority for, then I have to literally like just sit there and spend another 45 minutes being in an interview. So I'm just going to keep driving 2 to 3 hours a day because I already have the job. I've been there for so long. They give me the shifts that I want.
So
I'm not going to
comfort.
put in the work comfort.
Well, it also depends on where you live.
Very true.
You know what I mean? Like,
You could have shitty jobs in your neighborhood. You know what I mean? You could have Pizza Hut and Taco Bell in your neighborhood.
you're living
and
in
then
like San Fernando Valley, and you're like,
it's just shit.
yeah,
Yeah. But then also too, right? And then Santa Monica is so, you know what I mean? There's so much money in Santa Monica. I feel like that's why we all work there, because it's literally, it's always happening. It's always busy. You know, we've been there for-
I feel like I don't want to have to drive anywhere more than, like, I used to be at a spot that was, like 30, 45 minutes away. I like being somewhere that's like 10 minutes away and living closer, so I can be a degenerate and
Yeah.
stay up all night
So-
and can't be able to leave 10 minutes before work.
you can wake up 5 minutes
Yeah.
before your shift.
And I just toss it on, and I run out the door, and
Right?
I'm at my job. Like, you know, I don't.
You
I
know?
think it's a lot simpler. You know, I don't think like
That's the luxury of it.
That's the
best part. Like, honestly, like you drive for like how I've always put it. I would drive 45 minutes, sometimes an hour a day, each way, and this was a closer spot just because of traffic. Going over to like
An
West,
hour.
Yes, an hour West Hollywood, and during rush hour of when I need to be there at, it's either I'd show up 30 minutes before and still only get to leave 30 minutes before work.
Was this
or-
Ivy or was this?
Yeah,
you know-
Ivy, just where it was located, was so terrible that there was
He said
always
it.
an
Did he say it?
no. It was just so terrible. I
He
said,
said it.
Shut up.
yeah, I didn't say it.
He didn't say it. He didn't say it.
All right, it was just so terrible because so many people are already going that way to their respective jobs at that time. So if there was an accident or anything that mattered, it would take me like an hour or more to get to work.
That's just for work.
See, I don't mind driving long as the fucking money's worth it.
Well,
Yeah.
that's the thing.
Totally.
How much money is worth it?
If I go further, it'd have to be where my gas was
Like,
taken care like
beyond paid
300,
for?
400.
a day.
Well,
I'd drive farther.
me too.
If that were consistent.
Yeah, that's what I'm
But-
saying. Like,
But
So
also-
an hour for $400 ship.
Easy.
That's
yeah.
so.
take
Yeah,
it?
that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Okay.
Wait,
So
an
what is
hour?
An hour each way. Because how I always
No, well,
also
at
how I
night,
always
Kind of.
but how I always
But
do
like,
the math.
yeah.
How I always do the math is it doesn't matter. Like if even if you're driving an extra hour, hour and a half each way. I mean each day. So you drive an hour and a half each day, on top of an already 8-hour, 10-hour shift.
Yeah.
Technically, you're still spending already 2 extra hours at work because you're having to drive each
He
way.
said it that time.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Fuck. Sorry. It's so hard.
You're cut off.
I don't know. I feel fine. You're still having to go 2 hours each way, or 2 hours extra hours a day. That adds up. Like, and then you take into account car maintenance, and gas. That's even more. So technically, you're wasting.
But at night,
I would
it's
say
a 20-minute drive.
I know, but even
Depending
then,
on where you live.
Yeah.
but even then, still an hour coming there. So it's an hour and a half each day. Then you're taking out all the extra expenses. So pretty much you're giving up, I'd say loosely, 2 to 3 hours of work each day just commuting because of expenses and just hourly. And so like that to me is not worth it because then you have to divide extra from that. So I'd rather work at it's already poured. At a spot.
Yeah.
At a spot.
He did.
That's super complicated.
At a spot.
Super complicated.
I'd rather be at a spot.
I
that'd
was
be
just
closer.
asking, like, what is like the so basically my question
Depends on the
was,
spot.
what is the
It
least
depends. Money
amount of
talks, baby.
time you would spend to drive to your place of employment
Cheers.
to make the most amount of money
30, 45 minutes.
to make 300, 400?
Doesn't matter. If it's over that, like,
I would say 300 to 400.
I'd say
That-
3
that-
to 400.
that
If I'm
seems
driving
like
an
the
hour,
threshold.
it's got to be at least 300. I say $300 to every 1 hour drive is worth it for you to pay for gas, for you to literally be there and spend 8 hours of your life, your time. You're never getting time back. You
I
can
would
get
That's
never,
the thing.
I would never drive over an hour. Ever.
That's what I was asking. That was my question.
Never.
I would ever be.
I don't think
over-
that's
even 30 minutes seems like excessive to me.
exactly.
be honest.
Even if it was profitable, you know, like
Right.
okay, I'm
Well, it
making
depends on how much. I mean,
Well,
if, you're
I'm
if you
making-
drive 30 minutes and you make $2,000, I will do that every day. You know what I mean? 2,000?
I don't think so.
I'm
I
talking
don't
in
think
fairyland. In
Hold on,
fairyland.
hold on.
but like,
Fairy tale land.
Let's switch. Let's
hold
switch
on.
jobs real fast.
If it was guaranteed,
Guaranteed.
Cash.
yeah.
Cash.
yes.
Not,
like
not
yes,
paycheck.
it's
Cash.
guaranteed
You
that I'm
kidding me?
making 2K.
I'd
Yeah.
catch
Yeah.
a 2-hour flight and go strip
I
anywhere.
would do-
I'm making 2 racks. Sign me up, motherfucker.
That's a different.
Yeah,
that's a different job.
Flying out 45 minutes to Vegas.
to Vegas.
Technically,
Boys'
they're
night?
still in the hospitality industry.
That wasn't the question.
They still get tips.
What do you got next?
It's all day, man. I'm out there an hour each way. Fuck it, yeah.
on
Yeah.
a plane.
On a plane?
On a
Whatever.
plane? If you
Yeah.
were making,
I
if
don't
you're
feel
making,
trade, I don't give a fuck.
if you're making $2,000, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Like yeah.
I would.
But it has to
I
be
would
guaranteed.
raft
You're right
it.
though. It
So-
has to be
Kayak
guaranteed.
an hour.
Now we're changing.
Yeah,
the
rotating
rules.
derivative.
Okay,
Yeah, you're right.
but
You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right.
If I have to drive
They're all based
more
on
than
tips,
45 minutes and nothing is guaranteed, no.
No.
Mm-mm.
Okay, now we're still talking about tips. I'm going to segue into another question. What do you guys think is more fair for a restaurant as a restaurant team and server team? Tip pooling, single tip.
Ooh.
What is now? Now tell me why. Tell
That's
me
hard.
why not.
That's hard.
It is, but also I have a very
Hybrid.
definitive answer.
Hybrid.
Oh, you like hybrid? Okay.
Hybrid. I would say that
Hybrid.
hybrid would mean that you pool tips until they give you over 20%.
Oh, so after let's say
so
let's
you have
say
a regular come in and they're like, "Here's $1,000. You should tip out still that 20% to take care of all your team,
but the rest is
and
yours.
everything else is yours." Do you
I
understand?
kind
what
of
I'm
love
saying?
that.
Like, so everybody still gets tipped out accordingly. You know, like 20% of that bill. You know, for the support staff and everybody. So not everybody's getting gypped, but you should be able to keep the rest of that money. Like, I shouldn't.
Because you
If they
served
came
them
in
yourself.
and they spent a bunch of money because I sold them these bottles and they only come in because of me, I shouldn't have to share that money. Like, you know, if they're like, "This is for you. Here's $1,000," I'd be like, "Cool. I'm gonna break my homies off, and you know, I'm gonna make sure everybody else is taken care of. but the rest of that shouldn't be split up. Like that just doesn't make sense to me.
How about
Like, you
you,
know-
Andrew? How about you?
I'd rather go individually
I think individually too.
Yeah.
Why do you think individually?
because
Same.
like I'm not trying to brag, but like my work ethic,
Yeah.
you know, like I would make more than, let's just say, like, you know, we have some, like, let's just say Sean's at the fucking Craftsman.
Drinking, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Someone's not
You
doing
have
anything to help
edit
you.
the-
Yeah.
No, that's fine. Just keep going. Keep going. So
Or
why do you
me.
think? Why do you
Let's
think?
just say I have another-
one table.
Yeah.
You have 5.
Yeah, and I'm pulling, you know, $1,000 tip. Now it goes half and half.
Yeah.
It's not even half and half. It's less than that because you have to tip out your bussers.
Yeah.
So tip pool. You have to
Well-
split 50% with your
But
other servers, but you
only-
still have to
the
tip
only
out the
bright side to
bartenders.
that is if like you have a shitty section.
I've never heard of a hybrid standard of it. If there was a hybrid standard of it, I would love that.
Some I feel like some
I've
people
never seen
have,
that.
have been at places. And I feel
Too
like
complicated.
It's not. It's truly not. They have
Hybrid.
they have applications of all these like things that you can use
one?
that they do all this for you.
Black one right there.
I like
This one?
sales.
Push it in.
Sales are good.
I like
just
sales.
think that it's way easier if you had because there's some people that sell better, but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's where you'd have a hybrid like system. I think both ways work best, but that you shouldn't have a spot
We
that
okay?
it how do I put it, like you shouldn't have a spot where you get negative tips for when you're in a shitty
We're good.
section, and
You got it.
like other people are just always in good sections. You know, because sections are a big thing in restaurants. Like, that's just a fact.
That's why I think
That's why
pool
I think pool is
is
a-
not.
I think pool's
Okay.
better
Bye.
because
USB.
pool's like everybody will get it at the same time. That's
Everybody
why-
wants to be like a team player.
But people
Okay,
mostly
so
inherently
like we
are
were
not.
saying, so you feel that individual tipping is just better for a restaurant because of
Your individual work ethic.
right. If I am gonna have one table that only had me as a server, I think I deserve that tip fully.
Yeah.
I mean, like if you're thinking about it, right? No other server talked to them. No other server brought them anything. No other server suggested the best drink for them. No server poured that wine. It should just go to you. Which I'm on the same team for that.
But if it's a pool, it's probably more likely that somebody brought them
More
their
team effort.
drink
More
or
team
like,
effort, right?
And that's
totally.
That's like with my other job right now. Like we're a pool tip house, so like everybody helps each other.
And I'm asking you can this is a yes or no question. Does everyone?
For the most part, but again,
That's a
which-
yes or
which
no.
one?
Not a maybe. That's not a. No, my
New-
question
new-
was it.
new
My
or old?
question. My
New or old?
question.
New.
My question
New?
was a
Oh, yeah,
yes
yeah.
or no. Does everyone do everything?
no.
There it is.
So I'd rather have
There it
individual.
is.
You know, everybody gets their own tip.
Right, because there's gonna be people that work in restaurants who are lazy
Ooh.
and get by bare minimum.
You could never have like a perfect team.
You can't. You really just can't. In serving, you really, really can't.
I agree.
You really can't, and that's why I feel like tip pooling is also kind of hurts restaurants in some aspects. Maybe some it works for others, but
Well,
like,
it helps lazy people.
yes,
so-
it does. Did I
You
say
know.
it? Fucking God damn it!
It's not me.
I'm really bad at this game.
I just
That you created.
It's such a fun game.
yeah.
so good.
I think that
And you wanted another word.
I should have got another word. Imagine.
Imagine if it was like tip or something.
Oh God, we'd be
We
be all
would've polished
passed
through that
out.
bitch.
These would have been all face down. But I'm saying though, like literally though, with tip pooling, everyone has to give 100%, and you'll never have a restaurant that everyone does.
That everyone gives 100%. There's
You
no way.
You won't. There's no
Never.
way. There's no way. And so when a restaurant does that, they're thinking they're helping everyone. They think that literally everyone's giving 100%. Everyone deserves. When you have a table that just you talk to, that just you gave the best birthday to, that everyone else deserves that money. It's not true.
Well,
it's not
it's not always like that. Sometimes you get lucky.
right.
You know what I mean? Like sometimes you get the guy that's gonna come in and
But
just
if you get,
out.
if, but if you
drop
get that
a
stiff,
fucking.
Not all well, so everyone
Yeah.
else gets
But-
that stiff. Yeah,
Because
you're
that's
right.
when I first started. When I first started pooling, I'll be honest. I had one shift where one person stiffed me on 500, and the same night
I
somebody
was
stiffed
Dylan.
me
Just keep the cap off.
on 200.
Cheers, guys.
Yeah.
You stiffed $200.
Oh no, it was one shift.
Oh, he's good. He's all right.
It was one shift, and it was one of the first shifts I had been on at. Where
Was this Ivy or me?
no, this is different. So this actually at Blue Plate.
Blue Play.
That was the first spot I had really pooled in before. It
I've actually never pooled, so.
yeah, it's
Same.
we'll
It's,
see.
it's cool.
These are the times where it's good. Times
Blue
it's
Plate
good,
was good.
But I feel like there's more. How do I say it?
Tourists and things.
No,
that
no,
matter,
like
and,
more. It's
less
better
tourists.
to take your own sections, and make your own money than to pool, because it's rare that like me and you would like get stiffed.
I
at
know.
those
I
tables.
I would have certain shifts like at least once or twice a week, but I was working a lot more. Ooh.
And it was you get stiffed though. Right?
Well, because of the location, everything that matter. Yeah, obviously, but I still every day would hit. I would always aim for like at least toss it at like 300 to 400 to the pool every day. I worked. I at least hit those numbers.
Yeah, there's times where
Yeah,
like we
yeah.
pull
I
like
would-
350, 400, and then you look at what you're getting, and it's like 200.
Yeah, I've had.
You
da-
made 4 though. That's
had-
why it's ridiculous
I
to
had
me.
a day where I had.
That's right. But there's days where
Like
like
there are days where I would have like a $600 day where I would
Exactly.
I would literally do not I
That's
would
even
literally-
worse. He said
no,
400.
Yeah.
Now
no,
he's
no,
getting 6.
I would
That's even
literally
worse.
Sell $600 in sales.
And you
I'm
have
getting
to pool
6,
that.
and you
No,
have to pull it.
No.
No.
I would literally have $600 in sales, and then somebody else would have like
Oh.
1,800, and I'm
Wow.
like,
Like $3,000 or whatever.
But
But
what I didn't like, the only part about that where I didn't like was when I'd be crushing it. Like, you know, there was a habitual person at Blue Plate who did this, but I'd be crushing it, or like other people would have like very high sales, and this one person would always be in the weeds, would never be helping.
Slow,
You know,
half your
just-
sales.
just like they.
You don't like it until it is you.
Yeah, well,
And,
they loved
what I miss about Meat on Ocean is that we're like, for example, like me and Logan would pool a section.
Yeah.
We'd combine.
Ricky
whether-
and I would.
Yeah.
We would.
We would
Pool
pull
a section
sections.
together.
If he had 2 and I had 4, fuck it. But the next table that came in, take it, we're good, and at the end of the night, we'd split it.
Split it.
Yeah.
That is fair. I like that.
That's
'Cause
Two people.
Yeah, but you picked your 2 people. You picked your
Correct.
friends who were
Yeah.
like, I know you're gonna work hard. I know you're gonna work hard.
But
Let's
if-
both
imagine
make
if
as
you had
much
somebody
money
that
as
wasn't, like,
possible.
trying to help you or run your
That
drinks.
with pooling, you
Well-
could literally be like, "Yo, fuck today. I'm so hungover.
Even if you didn't work
I'm
hard.
gonna sell $100. My staff is gonna sell 10,000, and I'm still gonna make 300. You're an asshole for that." And I said, it.
So,
I did say it. But I'm
Totally.
saying
So,
like,
Totally.
but okay, so like, hey, in like server industry, everybody's hungover. Everybody's on some shit. All right, so that like, I'm not hating you for
Not
part-
me.
I never,
Never.
never you. You just keep going.
Exactly.
No, like
I've never been hungover at work ever.
ever. I would never. It's beneath
So,
us.
last question, and then we can kind of just ramble.
yes.
There's only one more.
I only have one
No!
more. I only have one more. But hey, we can always improv it. We can
So
always
what,
improv
are we
it.
gonna, like-
Yes. I want to ask some stories. I wanna
Would
ask
you
some
rather
stories.
this or rather
yes, yes. I got some good stuff. Oh shit! But yeah. All right. So I think we're kind of like on tip pooling. Like tip pooling is
Shit.
shit. It's just
Unless it's
not,
like, with one of your close
Okay,
friends.
so
unless
If
yeah,
everybody's,
I don't
on
want to
paper-
tip pool.
I don't want to tip pool.
I don't.
don't.
Yeah,
I
think
don't.
would either.
yeah, you
nobody-
I
don't
think,
want
I
to.
think,
Nobody?
I think
Okay.
it's like tip pulley. It's like, you know,
It's great for the lazies.
Yeah.
it's great on paper, but then when you start having certain people come in there, like you suck. Like you fucking suck. Like
Well-
you're just like you're fucking you're not putting in shit to the pool.
It's
fuck
great
you.
for the times that you go into work and like
Hungover.
you
You're in the
just
back
really you
Yeah.
really don't want to like work that day. Like it's great. It's awesome because you gotta easy out. Like
Right. It's
and then you work hard, one day and you make a bunch of money and it evens out.
it does.
so-
It does.
It's just
I'd rather do my own and bank on me.
Me. I bet on
same.
me. I bet on me. I
That's it.
love you guys, but I bet on me.
But even if I had the $50 nights, fuck it. I'll
right?
take it.
Because it was slow that day, mostly. You know what I mean? That's the main
I'll take
thing.
the $50 night.
You know?
You know? But then I'll also take the fucking $600 night on a Friday night when I make dumb money.
For me too, like also too, like let's say I get the bad table, I'd rather just me lose that money than you all lose that money.
Fair.
That's me.
So
man.
then-
if I get that fucking
What
foreigner who's
about-
a piece of shit and they tip me 0, why do I have to share that with you guys?
What about side
you guys
work?
didn't do it. You didn't do anything wrong.
Oh,
They were
work's
just
a good
Side
one.
work. Like you make a bunch of money.
He said the W word.
Well, hold on.
No, I said side work. Side work.
Okay, then I'm gonna. Yeah,
We'll
you
let
still
that
said the
one
word.
slide. Okay.
How would you say that any other way?
There's no other way to
Name
say
another
it.
way to say it.
I love it. I know you're all trying to defend him, bro. He said the W word.
I did.
That's an
I did.
exception. Fuck. What other the extra things you have to do at the end of your
Afterwards,
shift?
yes.
You fucking weirdo,
There's
bro.
no other way. There's no other way. It's baby
You
shot. It's
fucking
baby. It's
weirdo,
baby. It's
man.
literally a taste. It's literally like
Just a taste.
It's just the taste. And so, what was the question?
I just think it's about side work. Like if I'm making, bare minimum, nothing, when it comes to side work, like no, I don't want to do that shit.
No server does it. We wanna make our tips and leave.
If I make, a great amount of money side work, fine, fuck it, I'll do yours too.
Well, no, you wouldn't, because you want to spend that money and go fucking spend it. Get out of there. Come on, Logan.
At the waiter.
no.
Yes. You're a lie. Okay.
No,
okay.
I'm
let's,
not.
Let's say you made
Back
1,000.
alley
Okay. So then,
raves.
okay. And then I'm gonna ask you. Let's say you made $1,000. You made
Uh-huh.
$1,000, but you were so happy you made $1,000 that
Mm-hmm.
you need to do 7 servers side employment.
Blood.
And we're back. We're back.
Do you hear the ASMR?
After. All right, we're on phase 3. We have one last question, then we're gonna get into some stories of our lives as servers, because we're all servers here. This last question is a good one of mine. It's one that I think that is kind of huge in our industry. It's really big. It has to deal with our livelihood, but also it's controversial because of how much it affects our lives. And the question is, what do you think would be better in America? Getting paid a great amount of hourly and no tips, or just staying on tips? Now it's big because in Europe and in Japan, they get paid 35 an hour, 40 an hour, and they find your tips rude. They find it in Europe rude to tip, because I've been to Europe, I've been there, and I would literally try to tip them. They were like, "What are you doing? No, we don't do this. Stop. You're fine."
How do you
Don't-
feel about it? Well,
I actually kind of wish that it was a huge hourly. I would rather get paid 0 in tips and not take that risk if I got paid 45, 50 an hour every day, because
So you're working 6 hours.
6 hour shifts,
What's your
40 an hour.
desired 40?
40 an
40.
hour, 6 hours of shifts to feed these assholes who are not gonna tip me, to not gonna literally. I have to wait on them. I have to go to your every will. I have to do all this shit for you. I have to literally take out of my day to take your bullshit and be mad. You get mad at me. But if it was 40 an hour, 40, 50 an hour, guaranteed.
So
I could do
great
it.
story. I used to work at a country club, Los Angeles Country Club in Beverly Hills, and I was a server. And as servers, we did not make tips.
You just made hourly.
We made hourly.
What was the hourly?
$22 an hour.
Actually, that's pretty good in America, I guess.
But
Not really anymore.
No, fuck
Well-
no. After Uncle Sam jumps in that shit.
So,
what year?
listen.
What year was this?
this was my first job in LA. So this was like 2018,
Years ago.
2017.
Years ago.
This is a long time. This was my first job.
That great.
And the thing that was great about it is I could just like do what I needed to do and like do the bare minimum and like yeah, I fucked up. Oops. Like but
you
my
still
work
got your paycheck.
exactly. And not only that, they let us do overtime. So
So that's double time and a half. That's 44.
exactly
Yeah.
an hour.
We don't get that.
And
You do. Actually, I worked at a spot that was like that in America. So, the only spot that I don't
in
like.
America.
Oh yeah. Well, the only problem that I have with
I
that
think he said it.
is that and in other countries where you're a server and things of that matter, you already have free healthcare.
This is not America.
The job, I know, but the job doesn't have to worry about paying their employees healthcare or things of that manner in these other countries. So it allows them to pay them more hourly because they don't have to worry about insurance or this or that because they have a better, understanding
Well,
of lower based income.
1 sec.
I will
Go for it,
say-
Go for it. Go for
So
it.
yeah.
1 sec.
Go ahead, Loeb.
No,
I-
you first.
I-
You first.
Yeah.
What was your original question?
Question was, would you rather have the risk of getting tipped by strangers or getting a real salary pay with serving?
If
So,
it's
like-
cash.
No, yeah,
Yeah. Cash is tip.
cash is yeah. So no tip, no tipping. They just
get
the company
every
pays
No,
you.
I'm saying like if we get tipped, it's cash where we walk with them. We don't have to claim it.
No, sorry, wrong.
Nothing.
You
You get nothing.
You get nothing. You get nothing.
You
But the
lose, sir.
company pays you $40 an hour
So
for
it's like,
6-hour shifts.
imagine having like a salary job.
Yeah.
You get paid whatever you want. So I
But
worked.
people give you
I was
zero
at a spot
every
like
time.
that. I was literally at a spot like that, but they did auto grad, but you just got paid an hourly wage. So hosts, runners, or things that matter made like 19 an hour, and this is right around the same time that we were at when you were working there. And then all of the servers made
We
like
said work like 3 times.
Didn't yeah. He totally did.
all the servers.
He totally did. Yeah.
All the servers
I mean, I gotta pour it.
made-
That's the rules of the game.
Yeah, made
It's
at
the podcast,
least
it's the podcast.
$30, or like right around there.
So you could say work now.
Yeah, I don't care.
You just said it again.
No. I'm saying because it's porn and we're
Just
good.
report it. You can say it as many times. Get out all the times you want to say the word now.
Work.
This is a lot. But yeah, so this spot paid you 27 or 30 an hour,
30 an hour. That's
Yeah.
insane.
and this is
Mhm.
back
It's good.
in
What
2018.
was me like? 14?
15, I think.
Was
No,
it
it's always
15?
been 16.
No, it
Since
has
we-
not
since
been
we-
16.
No,
no,
but
it
when
was
we
not.
started, it was
There's-
probably like
It was like
15.
no, it was like 14, bro.
No,
Minimum?
yeah.
Because we were
Yeah.
runners. We
It's
were even
been-
below servers.
No,
Yeah.
but it's minimum wage in California's been over that for a while now. Even with
no, they just bumped.
I
it
remember
up.
our paychecks. They were not that good.
It was
They
like
were not that
12.
good.
They
then
weren't that out,
13,
kid.
They
then
were not that
14.
way. They were not that way.
Hold on. What was your question again? I'm still like.
Okay.
I love you for
The
asking.
question
the question is,
Would you rather be paid a base wage or work off of tips? I
I'd rather
think.
take tips. Especially if
you'd
it's
risk it?
Cash?
You'd risk it. I wouldn't.
Dog, for somebody who works 2 paycheck tip jobs,
No,
We're good.
man. I would not risk it, man. I don't trust people.
Uncle Sam.
I don't
I mean,
trust
it's-
Uncle
it's-
Sam,
it's-
man.
It's kind of one of those things. Like
I would actually love to serve in Japan and Germany where they literally make 40 an hour and they can pay for houses and insurance and cars and
yeah,
they know what they're going to get every week. They know that they're going to get 2,000 a week even if someone was a piece of shit customer and
Yeah.
you
Well-
still make all the money that you're gonna make.
I mean,
like
it sounds like you need like a salary job.
That's
okay.
But also that only
That's what I'm saying with
works-
serving. Yeah.
Yeah.
That only works.
You said work twice.
Oh.
He did. He
Shut
totally
the
did.
fuck up.
God damn, Dylan.
Eh, no, it's only like
Shut
It's
up.
only
Possible.
viable. It's
Shut
only
up.
viable.
we have to do
It's only viable in a place that you have free health care.
Yeah.
You have like free insurance for certain things of that matter.
Is it
The-
free though?
Yes, it is. The government pays for all that. So, and all these other places are like, I don't need your money. You're
So-
like, yo, guy, like I'm from a spot where I would need your money. It's so
I
stupid.
had health insurance through my job,
Yeah,
but
I did too.
they took it out of my paycheck, so it's not free.
It's not free, right?
It's,
Yeah, but I'm
it's
saying
just-
in other countries it is.
well,
So they
yeah,
would
but
so that's the only way. But that's what I'm saying. That's the only way that these jobs are able to pay you that much.
It's a tiny baby
will you,
shot.
will you grab
He
me
needs another one.
another?
He needs another one. Give him another one. Give him another one.
Yeah, that's the only way that it's able to do that. They're
Yeah.
able to afford that. Like it's,
That's why we're having these discussions. We're just curious on literally what
like
literally you think that like it would be better for so you would you take the risk on humans. You think that literally people will give you more than what a company could actually
would?
give you. He said that you
Yeah,
said tips. Yeah,
well, because like
you'd rather go off tips than an actual salary as a
as
server.
opposed to how much I get fucking pulled out of my taxes every month. Yeah,
But
I mean-
salary includes, so you get health insurance, you get like all these benefits
but how many
when you.
days a week are you working? It's 10-hour
Probably
days.
six. Probably six.
Minimum.
True.
so,
10 hour.
Yeah.
True.
Let's just
Yeah.
say meet on ocean.
Yeah.
what's it
How
get
many?
out?
It
How
would
many
be
days
6.
are you there?
Six.
6.
At least.
And then how many hours are you there employed?
8 hours a day
Minimum.
minimum. 6 days a week, 8-hour shifts.
You get
minimum.
sick time
Close.
and health insurance.
Health
All right.
insurance, and you don't have to worry about tips. You don't have to worry about someone not tipping you.
Do you
I would
guys
take that
know-
offer every day.
Do you know how much health insurance costs?
A lot.
Like,
Arm and a leg.
Well, yeah.
No pun intended.
no, per year. Per year, I would say like at least
100,000
minimum. Yeah,
At least.
minimum 100 grand.
For a
at
whole
least.
restaurant?
Well, for a year,
For a
person,
year for
like,
one person. 1 year of
Yeah.
health insurance. It's insane.
It's
man.
it's something like that. Like, no, yes,
Are you
it
kidding
is.
me? Do you know how much a surgery costs, Dylan?
For well, I had
Just
I
that
had,
fucking ambulance ride.
no, but I had my
Yeah.
last one because I wasn't on salary, but I'd still get paid each hour for managing, and I'd still had it included in my like they would take it out of my paycheck. What they would do is they would match me on however how much I paid. So I had the best PPO you could have for like $200 a month.
Yeah, but that's not
So
Meet on
that's-
Ocean. We were
that's-
talking Meet on Ocean.
No, Meet on Ocean. Everywhere else they still offered it after a certain point.
Well, no,
and it would
anywhere.
still be 200 or maybe like 350 if you had kids and stuff like that.
Was that Ivy or was that Blue
Ivy
Plate?
Ivy was the spot that made it so that I didn't have to pay that much. Like literally it was I paid like $200 for the best plan. I'd go to the doctor every
And
month
pay nothing.
and I'd pay like $50 and I get myself
That's a good
So-
copay. That's a good copay.
The place that I'm
Codeine
working at
and
right now,
everything.
I've heard the insurance there is not the vibe.
is not
like,
the vibe.
It's not the vibe. Because I used to work at Riviera, and I had
Now you're
health
saying it a
insurance.
lot.
And
Oh, he just said it. He did
He
just
said
say
it
it.
like
He did
twice.
just say it.
Fuck.
You said it. You said it. You said it.
Show no one doing this.
He got one. You're the only one who hasn't said it.
No,
You
no.
Did I?
Said it.
Yeah,
Did
yeah,
I?
that's it.
Yeah, you did.
that
You totally
You said
okay.
twice in a row.
You totally did. You totally did. You totally did. It's okay. It's okay. It's the game. It's how it works.
The
It's
place
how...
I used to be employed at.
There you go.
said-
There you go. There you go.
Too
You know,
late now.
like it was amazing. Like I had great benefits. Like I went to therapy. I got like my Adderall prescription. It was great. And then I heard at the place that I'm working at. Oh my god.
I know.
We'll hold it.
No. I'm pouring. If I'm pouring, you can say the word a million times.
Okay.
We're done with work here.
No, yes, no.
We
no,
have
that
10
game
more
still
minutes.
goes on. That game still goes. The game still goes. Don't
The
listen to
place
him.
that I'm
No,
employed
not
at
right,
now.
not right now. Not right now.
All right, now wait.
Let
wait
him
a little bit.
finish.
Finish story.
This will be
and
the
then you
last
take.
one.
Finish
Punch out.
story, then take.
We
The
got 10
place
minutes
that
left.
I'm employed at now, like the benefits were just not what I was used to. Like
Would you say they're better? Would you say they're worse?
worse.
Worse.
Totally.
See, dude.
Totally.
Like so,
Like-
America doesn't give a shit. America doesn't care.
I got great benefits at Riviera, and it was because like it was included in my like full time. So when you work full time at a place, they give you like full time benefits,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and like
He said it.
the health insurance was great. And then Meat on Ocean said like, "Hey, full time benefits are like,
Chill.
yeah,
Yeah, like bare minimum, like whatever we can
this,
not get
this,
past.
and this." And I was like, "Oh wait, what? Like, I'm confused. I thought that like
It just
I
sucks
could go to the doctor and get my Adderall prescription filled. Like,
for that
no.
amount of money.
yeah, no. They're like, it's gonna be like $80. I was like,
Shit.
and then
come on.
and then the place that I work at now was like, you know,
He said it
you have to
again.
work full time. You have
He said
to
it
like,
again.
No, we're good after
I-
this. No, no.
I know.
We're good. We're
See,
good.
you're like Dylan. Dylan's like, no.
No, we're good.
I thought
Everybody
that,
says it like
I
that.
thought
No,
that
we're gonna
Dylan
end
and I
out-
said
we
it the
got-
most. Actually, maybe Logan said it the most.
We got
this
10 more
time.
minutes.
Not I.
I'm just saying here. Let's
Not
just.
I'm just gonna
cheers to
shut
this
up
one.
now.
I love you
Yeah.
to death. I know I'm serious.
We love you guys.
shut up.
Such a good podcast. So good. So good. So good.
I'm happy to have you guys here.
Yes.
Okay, at this point, we could say work. We're good. We're about to finish up.
And let's just have good stories. We just want to end the podcast in good stories.
Do you guys have good stories?
Who has? I have some crazy like customers that I've had. You know what I
Okay.
mean? But also like I want to know if you guys have any like crazy gossip that is like someone that you've like loved has been like betrayed you, or someone who's ever ratted on you. Has anyone ever been like?
Have you ever like got your dick sucked at work or?
No, I wish.
Yeah, me
That'd
too.
That'd be a
I
great
wish.
time at work.
I wish.
Never me.
I've never.
Never me.
I've absolutely
I would
never.
never.
That would be a. That would.
Oh
That
my
would.
God.
If I got my dick sucked at work, I would stay working there forever.
You know,
Literally,
That would be a crazy work story,
that
right?
would be an
Yeah.
amazing work story.
Probably
I
never
swear to God.
happens to people.
I don't have one of those.
Yeah.
You don't do
Yeah,
that.
we're not that type of person.
We're not that lucky. That's what
Nah.
it is. That's what it is.
Eh.
You know what
Guys,
I mean?
I love you
Oh,
guys.
you've done it. Oh, so you
Go on.
you've had one. You've done it.
What?
Oh,
what?
who-
Not I.
oh, really?
You have one?
Not I.
You have one? I've never been that lucky.
Never been that lucky.
Guys, I love you. Been amazing.
It's been great. It's been absolutely fantastic. Yeah.
I love you guys.
We're
Thank
gonna
you so
close
much.
it out.
Shout out to
Shout out to
Kate and
Kate,
Stefan Snooks.
Stefan Snooks,
Baby Artie.
We love them, Baby
The
Artie.
baby.
We love them. Shout out to Sean.
Sean,
we love you,
couldn't
man.
be
Wish you
here.
could have been here. Just a good time, man. It's a great podcast. Just good people. Logan, Dylan, thank you for being here. Thank you for telling your stories. We love you guys, and this is, you know what I mean. It's a great work discussion.
Yeah.
Quote unquote.
Decompress.
Per.
We love you guys.
So good.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Till the next one.
Feedback.
Till the next one.
All right, guys.
Drunk servers.
Who wants to
back.
get naked?
That was really good. Keep